Welcome to Midgardia RPG. My name is Hikaru, and I have a cat. Wow,
that was fast.
Come on, get back up there. Stop pacing. All right, there we go. Now I can continue. Maybe help. No, not the mic. That's loud. Come on. Don't do that. I can't put a mic on my desk because then this guy bumps into it. But the headset is only slightly better when he does this. Hey. This purring brought to you by Earl Grey Paddington.
Yeah, it's just going to be an ASMR cat purring stream tonight.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's complaining too badly. I came here for D&D and I got cat purrs? How dare. Alright.
Oh,
Look at him.
he sees
He just
something.
wants all the attention.
Oh.
I don't see any bugs up there, cat.
He
This place
just
is
had to
too
make
new
sure.
for ghosts, so... Hey. Have you got... no, not my nose. Hey, stop that.
First not the mic, now not the nose.
Now not the nose. Karu.
He, like, nibbles on my nose. It's
Mine
like an
is out of my
affectionate
earlobes.
nip.
He loves you.
Mostly just saliva.
Anyways.
No teeth. Which is bad. Stop it. Okay. Stop praying.
Sorry.
Go away. That's enough now.
He's like,
I
oh,
think
your
I
hand.
think we have all the people watching.
Yep.
Can I do my intro now, please? Zeo's trying to get him away. Oh. Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome to Midgardia RPG, where Earl, demands attention and he must get it. We're here with Tales of Omeria, Hand of the Eight, one of DM Dave's campaign world and campaign. Anyway, before we get to anything else, I would briefly like to say thank you to our sponsors. We are sponsored by Roll20.net, which is the most widely used virtual tabletop out there. It is free to make an account, not too hard to use, pretty easy to get going with it. Make an account, test it out. Basic features include putting up maps for your players, drawing on the board for your players, if you like that old school look. Tokens, trackers, and the D&D 5th edition SRD, plus a bunch of other systems are already preloaded in, and I see a face on the map.
What?
So check it out. And whether you're playing 5th edition or Call of Cthulhu or Kids on Bikes or Midgem, because we apparently have have to include Midgem whenever we talk about that. Check it out, and thanks for the sponsorship. I know that's Yuzu.
Of course you do. It's kind of obvious. I'm the one streaming. The stream can see I'm the one doing this. Also, you might want to suggest players intro themselves instead of going quiet, Karu.
I had to take a drink. Anyways, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Victor Ehrlich, the human antiquarian.
I'm Michelle. I'm playing Nala Ogden, and she's a dwarf and a monk.
I'm Nina, and I am playing Minfeet, and she is a gnome paladin. Sorry. It's been a hot minute.
Mm-hmm. Hi, I'm Sho. I'm playing Merrick Tinkerton, the gnome artificer.
Hi, I'm Zio. I'm playing River of Twilight. She is an Arne Tikos tiefling and a bard. Kitty!
That was all of you, isn't it?
No, there's Cat.
There is Cat.
And it's not yours.
Yet.
It's true. So, what do you guys remember from last session?
We're ready to storm an Orcan fortress, sort of,
Yep.
and
We're
hopefully
really good at
rescue.
sneaking.
Yeah, we're doing okay so far. So
I
far, knock on.
managed to salvage armor. We managed to save a Selkie. And there's an orc currently.
Yeah, we're on our way to rescue, hopefully, a woman who's the daughter of a rich guy, and we're hoping to get the book, woman first, book second, and we just, we snuck our way in, and we're trying to figure out where to go, and then we opened up a door, and there's I think an orc peeling potatoes, and they turned to us and was like, "So you're here to rescue the woman?" And that was really it. And they said it in common. So there's that.
Yup.
So he knows exactly why we're here.
Yeah, apparently. Unless you guys want to bluff and be like, no, we're recruits.
Right, because we're orcs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really obvious.
Please enjoy.
One of us
God.
is in. Yeah.
I am glad he likes your bed.
Because he goes into my room more often?
Yes. Okay, so I guess I should put you guys on the map.
That would help.
Probably a good idea.
I'm just waiting for him to roll off the bed.
It can happen.
I know.
He's not in the right angle, though.
No.
Not yet.
But all it takes is one little tug on the comforter.
I'm not gonna do that. It's better if he rolls off himself. Then I don't
Yeah,
feel
it's
bad.
much more satisfying that way.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like cheating if you do.
Alright, I'm streaming. I might want to move the cam a bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's the orc!
Alright, so, yes, you just entered this room, saw this orc sitting on a table, peeling a potato, and he has just introduced himself via the phrase, "You're here to save the girl!"
Girl? What girl?
Yeah. Did you want to help? Or
did someone tell you we were coming?
Well, it doesn't take that much to figure out that if a girl is kidnapped by one of the leading nobles of Castle Grasp, that someone would be sent to try and take her back without having to pay the ransom. Pretty simple, honestly. I will let you know that the rest of the orcs upstairs are on alert and waiting for you all. I'm sure it'll be a gruesome death via combat.
Well, if you have any interest in Good.
Got it. Do you have a side entrance we know about? Interested in making a deal of some sort?
It would be a terrible tragedy if so many of your colleagues upstairs were to just, not get to sample your fine cooking here.
I might be willing to help you. You see, I've been wronged.
Oh.
Mega decided that I was a bit too much of a nuisance, being too smart.
Oh, I like nuisances.
Actually, smart ones.
So here I am languishing in these caves while all my compatriots go pillaging. I do love pillaging. So, I'm willing to make a deal. I I
Need some water?
help you get to Mega without fighting. In exchange, you promise me that you will kill Mega, whatever it takes.
Oh, that's an easy thing to promise.
It's agreeable.
Mhm.
So where's the girl? She's okay, right?
She's fine. She's with Mega.
Oh,
Are they talking about something in particular?
Ooh. Ah, you know about the book.
Yeah. We were there when he took it, and our friend here said something very colorful to Mega, so I'm sure he is going to remember us.
or at least him.
What was it you said again, Victor?
Oh, something about his mother. Some off-color remark.
Well, that's neither here nor there in my point of view, but you're not going to find the book.
Why not?
That's a problem. We need that too.
Well, I'm afraid you're too late for that.
What?
Book's not on Jando Spire.
God.
Where did it go?
I don't know.
Will you
Need
know
to do a little
after
better than that.
Will you know after Mega's dead?
No.
Hmm.
You see, I've been stuck down here, and while my spies in other places have told me certain things, Mega has been particularly secretive about that book. I just know he gave it to one of his trusted lieutenants, and we have not seen them since.
But the girl is okay.
Yes. He wouldn't dare harm a noble. That would be certain death.
So,
I mean,
question. If we do fight Mega like you want, how many of the other orcs are going to hear him and come to his aid?
Well, if we manage to get you into Griffinwatch Keep, you won't have that much to worry about.
Oh,
No? Is that where he keeps his big vulture?
Close, yes. I do hope you're not familiar with the vultures, because those things have pretty keen senses, especially Chico.
isn't it just a big bird?
I think.
With a very good sense of smell.
I don't think it got especially close to us the last time we ran
well,
into him.
that's not exactly true. It got close to some of us.
I
Oh,
saw us
that
from a
raining.
distance, and it
Oh,
was
right,
raining.
right.
True. What's your name, by the way?
Mergigoth.
Spell that, please.
Pretty please.
Hey, you were ready.
So we have a deal. You kill Mega so that I can take his place, and I lead you through the throngs of orcs upstairs without having to fight.
Will you also guarantee that you won't, kill us after Mega's dead? Like, we're allowed to leave peacefully?
I have no issue with you. I don't think I, on my own, could defeat you anyways.
I still want to hear you say that you won't, backstab us.
Or call for friends.
I won't. He points to 3 chests that are in the room. You'll need your disguises.
Okay.
have a question. Are we allowed to keep Mega's head, or do you want that?
You could have Mega's head. I don't have any use for such thing.
Perfect, thank you.
Excellent.
River will just go over to one of the chests to open it up.
Yeah, Minfi will follow.
Yep.
Inside, you find odds and odds, clothing and armor, as well as the curved great axes that the pirates are famous for carrying. Some of you might be rather on the small side for an orc. He looks like half the party.
Yeah, well,
They're children.
Maybe you can stack.
I'm sorry.
Is there a trench coat?
All of these cloaks look like
Oh.
trench cloaks to, two gnomes in a trench coat.
Yeah,
Actually, hang on.
Trick.
Hang on. Victor takes off his long because it's here. Use this. Now we can literally have stack coat.
No one falls for the kobold trick. I'm sorry. It just
You'd be surprised.
Kobold trick?
I was. It's
Oh.
when
it's when they like to sit on each other and wear something and pretend to be something bigger and something that they're not.
Then they're just really bad liars. That's brilliant.
I can be
It
the leg.
is.
I do have strong legs. If we're actually doing this, I don't really know if we are, but I kind of really want to.
It would have to be Merrick on top of Minfi,
Yep.
Nala on top of River.
No, River on top of Nala. Because Nala can.
Yeah, River
Here,
has a
yeah.
12-inch strength, but in terms of balance, she has an 18 in dex.
12 is enough to carry a dwarf. How tall is River?
5'2".
So on the
So not
shorter
very tall.
side.
No, she's a short tiefling.
Yeah, Nala's like 4'8" something. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would be a really tall orc.
Orc. The only other option would be one of the gnomes on top of River and another gnome on top of Nala.
Yeah, because the gnomes are the small one.
Right.
I say not
I
the
cannot
paladin.
balance. I
Yeah, 'cause
cannot balance.
Can anybody?
Oh my god.
Listen, I couldn't not sketch it, considering that I'm already sketching everything. It's super tiny too.
Oh,
It's like
man.
2 inches.
All right. Mergigoth, what do you think's more believable? 2 gnomes in a cloak, or us just being tiny orcs?
I think the 2 gnomes might be better off. We can hand wave the other 2. I didn't expect the adventurers to come rescuing to be so tiny.
I mean, I could probably look like a midget orc if I had to, because I don't think it'll actually really make me more than I am. Oh, I can seem to be taller
By like a foot.
by like a foot, so I'd just be a short orc.
Or you could do that and be the face of the...
But I'd rather not have to spend my last spell slot on it.
Yeah, you might want to save
I mean,
that.
The
Yeah.
clothing does include a hooded cloak, and it is nighttime, so...
Okay.
Hey, so it's Merrick on top of Minfi then?
This is not exactly how I expected to get a girl.
You can do better
right.
than him, Minfy. Just saying.
See if I make you anything cool.
You know, we all just met, so I'm not really too sure about that.
What? Minfy's really nice.
Oh,
Mary
thanks. You're
Scott.
nice too.
Eric's got qualities.
This is a
Let's just
different
Let's
conversation.
go do this. Let's go do this.
Yeah, let's get moving.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
After that awkward exchange.
He's got qualities.
It is.
Oh my god, I don't know what's happening.
Don't worry, I don't think the characters
It's
do
okay,
either.
neither do I.
So we're actually going to try the
Victor was
kobold
trying.
trick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we don our disguises and
River might be pouting a bit at how dull these are.
Oh.
Listen, she likes
Oh, this stuff's
colors.
heavy.
Oh, look, cat.
Oh, hi, cat.
All right. Well, once you're all dressed, he leads you back out and around to the south side, I believe it was, of the caves into another corridor. And you pass a couple doors, which he ignores, and he gets to the end of the hallway, opens that, and it leads to a spiraling staircase that seems to go up and up. Eventually, you all appear out a door into what appears to be a tavern. There's some orcs there, but Mergigoth quickly just goes, bringing in new recruits. And he just walks on by.
Yeah, I'm not stopping. I'm just following. I'm not looking at anyone. Just walking.
Yep.
Head down. Not making eye contact.
So you get some looks, especially the smaller ones. But you pass on by. Seems like everyone knows Mergigoth and doesn't expect him to do anything bad. Which, you know. You still have that string there. All right, so he passes through basically all of Jando's Spire, and this place used to be a village, so there's a lot of villager houses still standing here. Most of them are in ruins. Some of them have been hastily fixed just so that they have a roof again or whatnot, until you get to the keep itself. Which is slightly ruined as well. The keep is massive and it looms overhead. Walking up the steep path to where the fortress's front gate once stood, you see that much of the north side of the keep remains intact, but the southern side is mostly destroyed. It's dark outside the keep, but through the rubble of the destroyed southern gate tower, you can see a massive bonfire blazing in the courtyard. And Mergigoth leads you to the two sentries at the entrance, and he waves at them and goes, "I'm bringing in new recruits. They said they saw some adventurers on the island, and we're here to report to Mega directly." And the two guards kind of look at each other, shrug, and Mergigoth walks past.
Garu,
Yeah.
are those a bunch of birds?
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot.
There's you look in that direction, at least those of you with night vision or good passive perception. You see 3 giant vultures are currently fighting over some kind of dead something. Eating.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So do you follow?
Yep,
Yeah.
just
Okay.
following quietly.
You go through the courtyard. There's this just massive bonfire at the center. The area where the keep's gate once stood is at the western end of the courtyard, so that's where you passed through. To the south, much of the keep's outer wall is collapsed down to the south side of the keep's moat, leaving only boulders and debris. At the north, there's a collection of buildings, some destroyed, others intact. Let's not put my feet in the fire.
Might be a bad idea.
There is
To the east.
potential that I run into it almost, and Merrick's like, wait, go to the left. I can't.
Just put both of the tokens together.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, no.
That's the wrong
Yep,
one,
wait.
Garu. That's,
Yeah, there we
that's
go.
Victor.
You're all just tiny there. To be fair, Merrick needs to be squashed. His token is too big.
I know. Somebody should do
Where
something
was
about that at some point.
To the east stands the impressive keep itself, while the 40-foot high keep's wall's western side remains intact. It's clear that the front of the keep is taking considerable damage. It appears that the entry to the keep itself is through another gate to the east of the bonfire. That one has both of the gate towers still standing, unlike the one you just passed by. But you can tell this place got a beating during the Attack of Regrets. There's more orcs that are wandering around or just sitting by the fire. Again, Mergigoth tells them that you're recruits and that you're here to report to Mega. As you're heading towards the next door, you hear wings flapping, and one of the vultures is just stopped eating or fighting for the food and is hopping from collapsed wall to collapsed wall, watching you guys.
Look like the one we saw Mega riding.
I mean, it definitely looks like the vulture that he was riding. Whether it's the exact one or not is kind of hard to tell.
Might just be a curious bird.
Yep.
Just keep walking.
You pass through to the eastern courtyard. This place is mostly only illuminated by the twin moons. And you can see that their south side of the tower of the keep is completely ruined. There is a door to the north, but it seems like it's been shut for ages and probably not used. Especially because the portcullis is also lowered. But doesn't really stop anyone from entering, because as Mergigoth keeps walking, you realize that the entrance to the keep is completely open on the side. Mergigoth stops just outside the tower and goes, "Well, good luck. This is as far as I go."
Thanks. Let's try not to die.
Yep, I'd like to not be on Minfie's shoulders for this, because I think we need our tank where we need our tank.
Are there any orcs
Probably,
watching
yeah.
us right now that we can see?
That you can see? No. Though, what's your passive?
14.
Mine's 14.
Okay. Yeah, as far as you can tell, it's just Mergigoth here in this courtyard. And the vulture up on the wall.
Yeah, the vulture. So we better not while we're here.
Yeah,
better actually
let's get closer.
Wait until in here before. Well,
River's just following
someone lead the way.
behind Nala.
So how quiet are you trying to be to go inside?
As quiet as possible.
As quiet as we can be wearing these disguises.
Okay, give me stealth checks.
Oh no.
Okay.
Jeez.
17.
Really? Oh, +5.
Oh no.
Rolled a 2.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, we're struggling a bit over here.
Yeah.
There's a bit of rubble that I just kind of
there's so much rubble on the floor that it's a bit harder to walk through, especially quietly, and you just hear this like clatter of rocks. So you don't get too far.
That's fine.
Before, let's put you there at least. You see a huge chamber ahead of you. About 40 feet deep, north to south, and 35 feet from east to west. The ceilings are 40 feet high and mostly intact. There's a wooden throne near the northern wall. Behind it, hung with nails, is a flag depicting a white wave overcoming a human skull on a black field. There's a couple of people in here. At the center of the room, lit by a single torch hung on a partition 5 feet from the easternmost wall, there's 3 figures. The center one is a large orc with a long blue coat, like that of a sea captain, and 2 wicked-looking black hand axes from each hip, and he's got the white mohawk going on. And he's flanked by 2 human women. Both of them look exhausted and downtrodden. They're wearing matching dull gray clothes. What's most interesting is the fact that they look like identical twins.
What?
Both have the same hair, same brown eyes, and olive complexion that match the description that most of you have of Nadia. Victor, you recognize them as Nadia.
Would I have known if she had a twin sister?
Far as you know, she does not.
You know, there are ways to disguise yourself to look like somebody else.
Yep.
You have to have the same general body shape, but you can
And
do
as she sees the group, one of them, the one on the right side, gasps, "By the gods!" And while the orc and the other woman seem surprised, she starts sobbing and runs towards you.
Does it look like she recognizes Victor? Because he's supposed
Victor's
to know
in the
her.
back.
Oh, well. Damn it.
She hasn't seen Victor yet. The large orc yells as he sees this, and he goes, "You shifty doppelganger! How dare you try to save your own neck!" And he grabs the other woman and puts one of his hand axes to her throat. "This is the real girl, you fools. That one's a doppelganger trying to con its way out. One false move and I'll slash the real girl's throat."
Oh God. Can
I need you guys to roll initiative first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nala's gotta be looking at Victor like, okay.
Honestly,
Need the nerd to
Please,
talk to the
Victor,
nerd.
roll well.
I don't buy this
Please.
at fucking all.
Oh no, neither do I.
It's like, you wouldn't kill that one. You still need her.
I forgot to click my token. So
Oh.
we'll do that.
Why did I roll the highest?
I rolled the
But
lowest.
you're
How
You've
did
got-
you roll the lowest?
I don't know. Also, Zio, you have the highest dex as well, so
Still. Trevor
What is
doesn't know what to do.
I
I mean, you can always insight him to see if he's bullshitting.
Oh yeah, I'm going to. But Karu hasn't shown initiative yet, so I don't know if...
She's sneezing.
I know. I can hear it. Did she spook you?
Oh my god, I can hear him.
he's so offended.
He's a very loud boy sometimes.
Not as bad as when I sneeze and he's like on top of me. For some reason, he doesn't like it. All right, River. Somehow you're first.
Okay. I see him do this. I see a girl running. I see the other one being threatened. The question is, which one do I insight? Because I have a feeling Carter's not going to let me do a general insight for all three at once.
I mean, you could always try inciting Mega to see if he's lying about which one is the real one.
Yeah, I'm just kind of worried
Or
the one that
about
ran
killing-
forward is going to fucking stab people.
I mean, if that's the case, I mean, which one's the real one, and we can just stab them.
You know, but that doesn't change the fact the other one has... The real one would have a blade to the throat. Yeah, considering the whole Mega is fucked if he kills a noble, can I incite him to see, if this
go for
is the girl, basically, if he'd be willing to actually kill her? Because, like, that seems like a bad idea. 21!
Woohoo!
So you saw him kind of like pause and think, kind of, that like, shit, I have to do something quick right before he grabbed Nadia. And the way he yelled at you, you think he's trying his best to make something good out of a bad situation. You don't entirely trust what he says.
Damn it. River's just like, you're not gonna kill her. That's really dumb. Like, really dumb. And, I mean, insight would have been my action, so that's all I can really do. So, done. Hopefully, girl doesn't stab, Nala.
The Nadia running towards you kind of slips past Nadia, kind of like to put someone between her and Mega and the others, and goes, he's lying. I'm the real one. He has some kind of doppelganger impersonating me. And then she looks at you guys kind of pleadingly, and then kind of tilts her head slightly. Victor?
Bingo.
Does Mega react to, oh shit, she knows one of these people?
Yeah, yeah, probably.
Because that's something a doppelganger wouldn't know.
Given your insight roll, you do notice a moment of "oh shit" on his face.
Excellent.
Do I notice this?
You're behind, but you do realize that the Nadia that is in front of you seems to recognize you and goes to hug you.
Okay.
More of a nervous "get me the fuck out of here" than anything else.
I mean,
The other Nadia is like, "No, wait, that help, Victor, I'm over here."
nice try. A little late. What's his last name?
I don't know if the DM knows. Nala, it's your turn.
Omeria certainly doesn't.
Going to go 5. And I'm gonna go right here.
He is grabbing Nadia and will use her as a shield.
Yeah.
Or at least one of the Nadias.
Yeah. So basically, I want to hold, like, if he attacks, like, anyone, I want to go in and do my thing. Can I do that?
Okay. Yeah, hold your action till someone
Yes.
attacks.
Yes.
Okay. Memphi, you have Merrick on your shoulders.
Hey, put me down. Put me down. Put me down.
Yeah, I'll put him down. And like kind of shrug the cloak off. I can't see anything where I'm at because there's a giant boulder in the way. Oh, okay. I'm gonna move right here, I think, and cast Compel Duel. Mega.
Ooh. I like this.
So he must make a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw. So we're gonna see if this works.
Okay. That's DC 12
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
You rolled a 12.
Oh,
Damn it.
Almost.
that is a bonus action. So can I still hold an action in case?
Hang on. He's within 25? Okay. I'm going to cast Unluck on that. He has a disadvantage, so roll again. Let's just see if this works.
Nat 20.
Fuck!
Oh.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's worth a shot,
Also, getting Merrick off your shoulders, unless you're tossing him onto the ground, is going to be your action. Because, Getting someone off your shoulders is not quick.
That's fair.
I mean, you could just
So
grab
yeah.
his legs and push him back, but I don't think.
I mean,
It would
I
be
don't need
faster.
to get close. I only need to have half my movement.
It's fine.
Okay. Well,
I don't think Minfie would have wanted to toss you to the ground.
No,
uh,
that's not
No,
her
she's
style.
not.
I mean, it's not that much. It's not that much different than experiments gone wrong. So you know,
Why don't you just toss the gnome?
I swear to God, I don't know which one, but I swear.
I think there's a game of that
5,
gnome
10.
toss.
15. Oh.
I don't know if it involves tossing gnomes.
So he would use her as a shield, obviously,
Mhm.
but Frostbite doesn't have an attack roll. It's a saving throw.
That's why certain magic is better in certain cases.
So I'm just gonna be like, dude, chill out, and cast Frostbite.
That's just your verbal component, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
then she
mean,
just
yes, and just
basically
raising a
rolls her
hand is like, and you just see the little it comes from his prosthetic hand, so you just see a little kind of bulb on his hand open up and eject a little bolt of frost at him. So, a con save, please, or take 2 damage.
17.
Well, that's fine. Look, I don't want to actually have her used as a shield, because even though she's a doppelganger, it might still be a good idea to not kill her. I'm done though.
Okay, so Victor will look at the one in front of him and say, "So, do you remember that house we used to hide out in? The one that had the 6 stories and the gold tiled roof?"
She kind of frowns at you. What are you talking about?
Good girl. I'll explain later. I take a shot at the one that Mega is holding. Just had to make sure. Duck, please.
She just like instinctively goes down.
That was actually rather brilliant.
Natural
Oh
20.
my fucking!
Oh my god.
Oh my
Does he
god.
not? Did you aim for Mega or did you aim for the other girl?
Mega.
I aimed for the one he was holding.
Oh, for Nadia. Okay.
For
not
Nadia.
Nadia.
For Nadia.
Yeah.
For not to.
There it is.
Show, you need to be stopped.
You can't stop me.
It looks like a 6. My screen got all screwed
Yep,
up when I was
it's
typing
6.
that to you.
Question:
So.
wasn't this the
Okay,
campaign where we decided to alter the
Yeah.
rules?
Oh yes, it was.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Kari, you muted.
I muted myself when I was adding the quotes to Nadia. And yeah, she takes the crossbow like right in the chest, and that's when you realize this is definitely not Nadia, because she would have just outright died from an attack like that. This Nadia does not. She just flinches and cries out in pain.
Oh. Was that necessary? You looked like you could have probably hit him.
Now we'll know for sure. That's my turn.
Okay. Mega does not like this at all.
Wait,
He
didn't
is going.
someone just attack Mega? Wasn't that Nala's trigger?
Yep, that was Nala's true, wasn't it?
Mega
no,
didn't attack. No one's attacked.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Well,
You've
that'll
attacked.
probably soon change.
Yeah.
Okay. Mega is going to shove Nadia towards Nala. Give me a dex check, Nala.
There. Ah, crap.
Oh crap.
Okay. So Nadia bumbles into you. You're not expecting it, and you are thrown to the ground. And Mega lets out a loud battle cry, and you hear a responding chirp.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, real Nadia, you might want to get away from where the vulture's probably gonna come. This is gonna suck. Oh,
River's
Did it
turn?
just?
why did it? Oh.
Oh,
It
the vulture go. Oh, fuck.
So Mega, right? The vulture. What's the vulture speed?
A lot.
Flying, it's a lot. Vulture's gonna land there,
Shit.
Oh boy.
There goes my plan.
and is gonna go after Victor.
Shoot.
16.
Damn it.
Hits.
Fuck.
8 piercing. And now it is your turn, River.
My plan went out the window. I was gonna try and flank for Nala. Okay, cool. I'm gonna attack this thing with my rapier. 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
7 piercing.
Okay.
Like, bad bird! Bad bird! Do not like you.
Oh. Well, at least it made it green.
Question, because I can't remember. Can any class dual wield? It's just you don't have the... Cool.
Correct.
I won't be able to do that this turn because I already pulled out my rapier, but I'm going to pull out my dagger so next turn I can hit with both.
Okay.
And bad bird. Done.
Nadia does not like this. She's gonna disengage, and she doesn't want to go too far, so she's just gonna go there, just outside of the keep, but keeping you guys and Victor in view. She is not a fighter. This Nadia is gonna attack Nala, I guess.
Oh, really?
8 misses.
Isn't that a trigger?
Yes. I'm gonna guess 20 hits for 10 bludgeoning.
Ooh.
Ow. Does a 17 hit?
Yes. And it's your turn.
Ow. That hurt. Can I hit Mega? Or is she in my way?
No, you can hit Mega.
Okay. I'll try. So first attack to him. See if this. Does that hit? 16?
Yes. Actually, the Nadia is going to move as well.
My
Oh.
damage.
Hey, wait. She moved out of reach.
Yeah, but Nala had already used her reaction.
No, that wasn't. Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
That's
that-
why I hadn't moved, but then I realized that was your reaction, so she would be able to move away.
Okay, so that's 5. Okay, then. So can I do my, hold on, I haven't played a monk before. So can I do my unarmed attack and then spend a key point to do flurry of blows? Or do I spend the key point and then do flurry of blows and not do, trying to figure out how this.
You can either flurry of blows for 2 attacks, or just 1 offhand.
Okay, I want to spend a key point so I can try to do 2 unarmed.
Okay.
That doesn't do it? Another
16 hits.
16. Another 5.
Okay.
And that's what I can do.
All right, Memphi.
Okay, I don't like the fact that Nala is the only one engaged with Mega. So I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna tap Nala on the shoulder and say, "You need to stay up this time," and cure wound or lay on hands for 8 hit points.
Aw.
So you heal 8 hit points, and
Thank you.
that is my turn. And I'm just gonna turn to Mega and prepare myself.
Alright, well, Merrick is gonna sigh, look at the doppelganger and the giant vulture, who together seem to be a bigger threat at this point, because at least those two he can trust won't go down if they're sneezed on. Gonna flex his hand, and his shield is gonna deploy around. Gonna take out his dagger. This is just suck. And then he's just gonna stab. To at least get advantage. Will you quit it?
20 hits.
For 4? I did minimum damage. But at least now there's a person who can survive a hit or 2. And is harder to hit.
Victor.
That's opposed to me. I'm going to use a bonus action to disengage. I don't really see the map very well, so I'm in like total blackness now.
Yeah, you went through a wall
went
there.
through a wall. Okay. Yeah, I was aiming for the corner there, basically to finish in my turn. And then I will shoot at the. I'll shoot at the doppelganger. $17 or 6.
17 hits. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
The
That's what I was
enforcement.
afraid of. As if they needed it. Their stacks of hit points all.
$13 for Memphi. Sorry, 14.
That's
Did
cute.
not think so. Okay. Well, I don't think orcs get multi-attack. No, they do not. All right, Mega does not like this one. Okay, he's gonna try and take down Minfi first, because she's apparently a healer, and the 9 is not going to hit you, nor will an 11. Come on, Mega. You're supposed to be like intimidating.
A swing and a miss.
Oh,
I guess you're not
He
used to hitting
is.
us all time.
Memphi's just
fight.
badass.
That's what happens when you try to attack the one with the armor. Chico does not like being hit.
Oh.
Don't you dare.
Merrick.
Bad bird.
22.
For me?
Oh,
Wow.
Hold on one second. You just see Merrick raise his shield, and it's just going to expand over him. And I'm going to cast shield, so fuck that.
Nice.
So, no, it does not
Good.
hit.
Good. Oh, man.
Surprised by this and
No.
being like, that looks hard to turns on River with its talons. 19
Yeah, that hits.
for 11 slashing.
Oh boy.
Mm.
I'm
I
still
think
up.
Chico's the actual boss.
River, as you take that hit, the not Nala kind of just is. You realize she's staring at you.
Oh.
It's like you're from the other.
I will deal with that later. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Hang on. Just checking something. Do I want to risk that? Or do I... Sorry, just... Okay, you know what? That hurt. I'm trying to decide if I want to use Cure Wounds or try and get this thing dead. Fuck it, I'm gonna try this. Oh, wish me luck. Please give me a Wisdom 14, save for the vulture. Yes! It takes 13 psychic damage and it has to fly away from me.
Nice.
Okay.
Wait, it just uses its reaction too?
Let me just... Must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Aw, darn it.
Okay.
I used my
It
reactions.
runs off then.
Does that mean that... Hey, River, does that mean that you get to stab it?
No.
'Cause
No.
No.
Okay.
Forced movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
Remember, ping pong was illegal.
In
Yeah.
4th edition, yes.
In 5th edition too.
Yep.
I hate River.
Okay. I'm good. Are you gonna try and kill us? River asks the doppelganger.
I'd rather not die. Besides, if you're looking to go to the other again, I can help.
I'll deal with you later then. Now, if she gets stabbed in the back here, that means this bitch has to die. If she doesn't, this bitch gets to live and talk, because River's really curious. So, River's just gonna move over here.
Okay. You do not get stabbed in the back.
Okay, that's a good sign. And I'm done.
Real Nadia doesn't want to go too far, but she also really doesn't trust the other Nadia. She's just gonna go by closer to Merrick.
That's fine.
And this girl is going to...
I won't attack you if you don't attack me.
Good. I love adventures.
Oh, I'm just interested in
She's gonna go chill out beside Nadia and make other Nadia really uncomfortable about this, but...
Sorry, not sorry. I have other priorities right now.
Alright, Nala.
Okay. All right. I want to hopefully hit Mega.
Okay, are you gonna
19?
go...
Are you gonna go for advantage?
Yeah. Oh, I can. Okay. So that was a 19. Let's see if I can do better. Nope.
Okay, well, 19 hits.
It's 7.
Okay.
I want to go ahead and spend my last key point to do. So
Ooh.
that's going to hit.
One more time. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you have advantage, so
still?
roll 2 more times to just make sure you don't crit.
At least they both hit.
They both hit. And 10 more. Pow.
Kapow.
Okay. Did I take the... I did not take the 7 off.
Yeah, so I did it. So Nala did a total of 17.
Okay, Mega's not looking that great.
Oh, and let me. Sorry. There we go.
Minty.
I'm gonna take a swipe at Mega. Yeah, we're gonna see.
You have
You
advantage.
have advantage.
Oh, that's right. Cool.
Oh,
Go.
really rolled
Mm.
20.
That's unfortunate.
Happens.
I am torn between staying where I am to give advantage and going next to River so I can protect her a little bit better. I think I'm gonna do that.
I think I'm fine.
I mean, River can heal herself.
Not if she's dead.
That look.
Okay, I'll stay where I am for now.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay because I'm gonna provoke an opportunity attack, and that's just gonna be a pain. So we're just gonna stay at.
Hey Karu. So is this
Yeah.
guy the one that led us here, or is he another reinforcement?
No, he's a reinforcement.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna take him out, or at least try.
Okay.
So I guess I'm switching to my crossbow. Sighing. Oh.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's one
Nice.
way to take care of things.
Yeah. Okay. So that's an additional. I rolled a 6, so that's an additional 2 damage on top of that, right? Because you said
Yeah.
max one
It's
dice
actually
and then roll-
programmed properly,
roll another.
isn't it?
No, not.
Or is it max?
You have to fix it yourself on your sheet.
Oh.
What? What are you talking
If
about?
you go into the cog for the attacks,
Mhm.
where is? Oh yeah. You see where it says crit?
Crit damage on crit on a 20.
So it says damage 1d8 or whatever plus dex type
okay,
piercing,
so-
and then it says crit. So you put the
Uh-huh.
number you want it to actually do, and
Okay.
it'll replace the.
All right. So that would be 11. So that'd be 17 piercing damage to him.
Okay,
So
he's dead.
So, so yeah, resheath it in resheath the dagger in shield or dropped dagger or whatever. Took crossbow. Pew,
Right through the neck.
and then turn around to Mega. You're next.
All right, Victor.
Okay, I'm going to scooch back over by Merrick.
Just don't get too close
that'll
because
work.
remember that Burb is still possibly coming back.
Ooh, good point.
Get
Bonus
behind
action,
me.
I'm going to... Like, which way is behind you? There?
Like this
Oh,
way,
wait.
as long as you can still see. If you can't still see, then get where you can see.
There, okay. All right, bonus action, I'm going to take a potion of healing. And then I'm going to point my crossbow at Mega and say in Orcish, tell me where the book went. Also, your mother says hi. Or this one's got your name on it. So I'm basically going to ready an action so if he doesn't tell me where the book went, I'm going to shoot him.
Okay. He goes, you will never find the book if you kill me.
Do I believe him?
Give me an insight check.
Or I'm willing to take that chance.
Your crossbow, however.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Are you really?
Having second thoughts.
All right, River, since you're wounded, it's going to try and finish you off.
god, it doesn't have advantage.
Yeah, I was
It
gonna say,
does
there's
not
no
have
way it has
advantage.
advantage.
It
You
does
turned on
not.
advantage because of Minty.
No, I turned on advantage because Mega's battle cry gives advantage for one turn.
Also, nope, my AC is 15.
Shit, so I have to make sure to... Ah, god damn it. You just hear Merrick go...
Oh, there's more of them.
I mean, I knew it was coming, but...
Merrick, you
Yeah,
take
that-
a great axe for 7 slashing.
Fuck your mother. I try to recall how Victor said "fuck your mother" in Orcish, and then emulate that. Shit.
Oh, there's more coming.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that, but thankfully they. Oh god.
Remember, I can see like this far, so
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah,
see
because
those.
Victor doesn't have dark vision.
Oh.
All right, River.
Yes. Okay, this guy tried to attack me. I'm gonna try and thin the herd.
Okay. Yeah, the fact that there are lanterns here probably just makes
22.
the dark parts even darker for Victor. Yeah, that hits.
pretty much.
12 piercing.
All right, he's down.
Cool. I would hope the others, but I'm squishy.
So
But fuck it, I'm gonna go here and attack this guy.
wait, you have 2 attacks?
My offhand.
Offhand.
Oh right,
It's not gonna be much, but hey, I can at least poke him.
that's fine.
If I can poke him.
That misses.
Is there a roof?
What is it with the double 12s today?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck. River's like, oh fuck.
That didn't quite go as planned.
I've never done this before!
Nadia's like, Victor, hang on. Nadia's like cheering for the winners, whoever those may be.
So sportive.
You're not helping.
All right. Let's see.
Although, stay right there. That's fine.
I did not understand anything that happened between Mega and Victor. So Nala is still just going to go after Mega. So 18.
Advantage.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
Hit
that
better.
hits.
9. And then guess 23 hits.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Infi. Mega's looking pretty wounded.
Yeah, if that all happened in Orcish, we're just gonna keep maybe
Mega
swinging
speaks
at him?
common, so that probably wasn't common.
Oh, was
Well-
it in common?
Well,
I mean,
Well, I attack him
I talked to
anyway.
him in Orcish. I mean, I think you could probably interpret the fact that I still shot at him as, you know, he's not the ball.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
23.
Orcish and then he shot at him. So
Yeah.
oh, look at that
Oh.
damage.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Nice.
Okay. He
say
takes
why
the attack and he just like falls to one knee and he like drops his weapon and goes, I surrender.
Oh, that's...
Call off your friends and we'll talk.
Did he? I don't think he did. No.
Can he?
If he doesn't, Merrick's just gonna shoot the one that's between him and River because he had to. Drop
If he
or
doesn't
put
call
away
him
his dagger.
off like that, he's
I'm
gonna
still
get
gonna
killed.
go after him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll call him off.
Merrick's gonna look at the 3 in front of him and be like, you gonna play nice? Or am I gonna have to shoot this one?
They lower their weapon.
Put them down. Don't just lower them. Put them down. I still have mine aimed at the one between me and River.
Oh yes, very intimidating. Give me
They
an
saw what I
intimidation.
did. Did they see what I did to the one that was out here? Because I literally shot him dead
I
between
mean,
the
they
eyes.
saw him die. They didn't necessarily see it was you, though. I think you're at the moment the only one with the crossbow in hand.
No, Victor is as well, but Victor also
Oh yeah, that's
missed when he shot.
Yeah.
His is a hand crossbow. Mine is a light.
right. Well, give me an intimidation check.
Would I have advantage for that since the corpses? You know, I shot that guy from all the way over there. Do you think I'm gonna miss at this range?
I don't know. You're melee, so you get disadvantage.
Not against this one because he's got to worry about River.
Give me advantage. Wow,
Nice.
tiny
little
but
that
fierce.
tracks.
Tiny but fierce. All right. He drops his weapon, and the others
Just
follow
hit.
suit.
Good. Now go over there and sit down.
Now you're pushing it.
Yeah.
Well,
I
at
can
least
still
get
push the
in the
trigger.
goddamn. Get over there. We're not gonna let you surround us.
Get over where?
Against that wall!
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything, or are we out of initiative?
I'm not gonna attack if someone doesn't have a weapon.
Nala's gonna like make sure that she has the weapons or anything so he can't get, and also say, don't try to call the bird either.
Fine.
Yeah, I'll help Nala. I'll help Nala like disarm him and just make sure that everything's kosher over there. And like kind of nudge her and whisper, "This is why we like you staying up."
And Merrick is just gonna kind of go over to here, sort of lean against. Well, he's gonna be like, River, go sit down.
I'm fine.
He's still pointing his crossbow at the three and being like, go ahead.
I mean,
Make me
actually,
day.
River's gonna go check on, the hostage that we just rescued. And make sure the
Hey,
girl's okay.
Hey, Nadia. Not Nadia. Nadia. What's your real name? Or what can we call you that's not Nadia?
Shouldn't you be giving your name first?
Sure. You can call me Merrick.
Well, you can call me Vista. Not bad for a group.
We do alright.
You may want to tie Meg up.
Ah,
Yeah, on that.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you need any extra rope? Because you know I've got it.
And Nala was a sailor, so she knows how to tie knots.
Mm-hmm. Mega lets you tie him up.
Can I search him while they're tying him up?
Sure.
Making sure the book isn't here.
Yeah, he does not have the book.
It definitely is
Yeah.
not there.
All right.
So, what next?
That's none of your business.
Yeah, once Mega is tied up, Minfi's gonna jog over to River and say, so if we go get Mergigoth, do you think they can like take over and we can proceed with killing Mega? Or is this just going to be a huge issue now that Mergigoth is involved?
I don't know, but he surrendered. I'm not okay, killing someone that surrendered.
I mean, that's fair.
Is
I'm
Mimsy
just now
okay
worried
with
about.
Nala's gonna
I
look at
mean,
Mega.
no.
Nala's gonna look at Mega and go, "What do you have to offer?"
What do you mean?
Well, we were about to kill you.
Right. But I surrendered. Aren't you
Yes.
adventurers?
Yes, and when you surrender, there are terms. So, what are you offering for your surrender?
Well, you get me for starters. I'm sure that is a nice sizable bounty for you.
Actually, the bounty was for you dead, so you being alive doesn't, help at all.
You all seem very interested in that book, however, and I'm not going to tell you that unless I know I am going to be safe.
Well, I mean, you can still be safe and be missing a limb or two. I mean, look at me.
That's really fucked up.
Yeah, we're trying to go intimidating, aren't we?
There's intimidating and then there's fucked up.
Wow, and I thought I was the bad guy here.
He's he's got qualities. Anyway, um, all right. Look, this is like there's a lot going on here. We were, come in, take your head, get the girl, leave. So now you want to live. We have the girl, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
What do you mean by safe? Like, are you like willing to be a prisoner, or are you wanting us to help you escape?
I will tell you where the book is once I am safely off this island.
Fine, but you're coming with us
Mhm.
then.
That's fine.
All right.
In
Tell your fellows here to stand down. We'll take you off this island, and then you tell us where the book is.
Fine.
Deal?
Deal.
Excellent. Shall we?
Darn it, there's too many of us now. I can't use Featherfall again. Even if I could.
I mean, you could just go back down to the. There
Yeah.
We have
over.
access
There
to
were
their
boats there.
ships.
Yep.
Yeah, we have access now.
As long as these guys
Mhm.
don't try and stop us.
If they do, their boss dies.
I mean, the three in the corner are kind of just like sullenly watching this, but they're not doing anything.
If Merrick sees them look like they're about to be a little bit more surly, he's just gonna casually point his crossbow at one of them.
Anyways, let's get going. We can get down to one of the boats they have and get out of here.
Okay.
And Nala's gonna look at Nadia and go,
Vista.
"Oh,
Vista.
Vista. Oh, all right. So yeah, sorry, I didn't hear that part. Sorry there,
No, you're good.
Vista. Okay. Are you coming too?
Sure, I'm not going to stay here on this island, considering my current job seems to have gone up in smoke.
What was your current job?
Oh, you just impersonate Nadia.
That was it?
Yes. I was actually
Were you two?
looking forward to being a little spoiled princess.
And then murder people after, I take it.
What? No.
Just replace other people.
That's
Clever plan.
not actually get her back.
I mean, living as a noble for as long as the roost would last seems like a good plan. And get paid for it, too.
And
I
what
don't mean to be
exactly would
rude.
have happened to Nadia?
Well, Mega seemed to have other plans for her.
I don't mean to be rude, but could you like at least change your hair color or something so we can? I don't want to like dictate all of your look. You know, it's a choice.
Choose something
But-
else you prefer, please.
Yeah, just yeah.
Mhm.
Just for
For now.
we really appreciate it. Thank you, Vista.
All right, well, I'll work on that. So you guys are taking Mega and Nadia. Are you taking Vista with you?
I mean, if she follows,
Yeah.
yes. I have questions to ask her once
She
we're out
wants
of
to
here.
come.
Sure.
And Merrick is gonna look at Vista as they walk and be like, you could still make the best of this. You could offer to be a bodyguard for Nadia. Or a body double.
Perhaps.
Or for somebody else. Nobles like that kind of thing.
I'm sure I'll find some kind of gig.
When we're like out and away from the other orcs, Nala wants to look at Mega and go, we can get you to safety. Here's the question. How attached are you to the rest of them?
You mean my subordinates?
Yes.
I think that's the answer.
They're useful minions?
Hey, River.
Okay.
Once we're on the
Then-
ship.
Yep.
You know what I'm going to say, right?
Once we're on the ship.
Once you guys start walking out of the ruins of the keep, Mergigoth is not there.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect him to stick around if he realized that we were deviating from his plan.
Well, not to mention you didn't want to be around as a why didn't you help boss. But
Yep.
we can just head back the way we came. We know where the ships are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you make your way back to the ships and you realize that there's no orcs.
How convenient. Who else is getting a bad feeling about this?
I am.
Yeah.
Mergigoth probably
I'm
wanted to
really
stage
worried.
an insurrection.
Look, some people are just, making sure they aren't.
Let's
There we
just
go.
get on a ship. Ooh!
Oh, I like that better.
Nice.
And bacon, please!
You just... Merrick
Wait.
actually says, huh. Oh, that's awesome.
I
Ah.
like how she looks.
Yeah, Merrick is gonna
Yeah, that's cool.
be like, oh, much better.
Yeah, I like this look. It's more colorful.
You would say that.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, you would.
Hmm.
All right, so you get to the ship. Oh, did you guys at any point use the wand to signal?
I want to wait until we were on the ship just in case shit hit the fan.
Okay.
Wait, no, but that
But that
within
would've
the
been
time
hours.
frame. Yeah, that would have
Oh,
been
yeah. Before
only
the
had so
sun
much
rises.
time. right. So
yeah.
so when we would have gotten out, and then because we would have the signal before we got on the ship, because otherwise they were going to send the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep.
So we
So
have to get
Signal.
yeah, we have to get out of the thing, and then signal, and then head our way to the ship.
Okay. The area
Okay,
we
so
were
signaling
in...
from the top of the Jando Spire before going back down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
might set off a couple just because they're really cool.
Yeah.
Phew. Poof. Okay, so where are you heading with your ship? You know that there is a warship heading to intercept and attack the Ozdaw's ships. And you are on an Ozdadaz ship now.
Yeah, no, we're going around the island to
Back
where our
around.
buddy was supposed to be.
And then we're gonna
Yeah.
ditch the
Okay.
ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you lot plus Nadia plus Vista and Mega make your way back. It takes hours to do so. In the time that it takes you to get back to the ship that brought you here, you do hear the sounds of cannon fire. And that's about it because you're too far away to hear like actual battle noises, but you can tell that there is a naval artillery just going off in the distance. And you eventually make it back to the ship, and then you have a day's travel to get back to Haver. Or actually, you could go basically intercept the Castle Grass warship if you wanted to board that one.
That might be a better
But-
idea, just because then we can confirm
wait.
Nadia's safer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but we need to. Mega wants to go. Mega wants to be safe.
He's safe off the island.
And honestly, if he's in prison, he's safe from whatever
Like,
could, you
yeah.
know.
He knew he was going to end up in prison. He is safely off the island. We will escort him to where he's going to be arrested. He wasn't getting out of this.
Do we have any concerns about him spilling the beans about this book to other people?
He seems to like it too much to go telling a bunch of people.
Yeah, in terms of like Memphi as well, you would know that like you handing Mega over to, because there's authorities on the ship, the Castle Grass warship, because he's a noble of Castle Grass. It is a actual Castle Graspian warship. So they would treat Mega as a prisoner, and that means he's going to be alive. Just they're going to make sure he doesn't go anywhere. And yeah, he's being tight-lipped because he knows that the only thing keeping him alive right now is he knows where the book is.
Oh, yes.
Well, we got him off the island. We are going to hand him into the authorities. We will not kill him.
Yeah.
He needs to tell us before we encounter that warship.
If Merrick is sitting and watching Mega, he is going to like work on his arm, like take off the hand and make adjustments to it.
Because Nala's going to look at Mega, and it's like, we need to know about the book.
What do you need to know about the book?
Where is it?
You gave it to one of your lieutenants. Where'd they go? Where'd they take it?
To the north side of the island.
And what was he going to do with it there?
Well, if you didn't hear from me, I told her to get off the island and go into hiding.
Why would you tell her that?
Because I know there's a lot of people interested in that book, apparently. So, question. Do you all work for that double-crossing idiot?
For the moment.
Work for is very strong phrase. That's a very strong phrase.
You realize who he works for, right?
Eh? He said a name.
Hule.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who are they?
A very powerful demonic entity.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Oh boy.
That's all I really know. But I wouldn't really recommend working for either of them. Or getting on Hule's bad side, but you know, details.
Didn't you technically do that by stealing the book that the follower of Hule was going to give to Hule?
True. But now it's not my problem, is it?
I feel like he's just trying to scare us into like not following this through.
I mean, partially yes. He's also
So-
seems to be like giving you just enough information to keep you happy.
Okay, all right. Look, so you gave it to your lieutenant. You don't know where your lieutenant is. So are you telling me that you set her up to be killed for the book, or weren't
Oh
you
no.
trying?
We set up where I know how to find her.
And how is that?
Ah,
I can't tell you that.
I'm gonna load my crossbow and
Why
aim it.
not?
yeah.
Because then there's
No, it's
nothing
just-
keeping you from killing me.
You have surrendered. We are going to hand you into the authorities. We are not going to kill you because that's evil. We're not assholes.
Well, we might be assholes, but we're not evil.
Murdery assholes.
Okay, that's fair.
Also, I'm pretty sure that our paladin friend Manfi would, stop us from horribly killing someone who isn't armed.
But he's got both of his arms.
I smack Merrick in the back of the head for that.
Like I
Smack.
said, qualities. So how do you get in touch with her?
I'm not telling you.
Can I shoot him?
No.
No.
Oh,
I will make you leave the room.
Yeah. We will do that. Nala's gonna look at you and go like, come on. What's it? Come on. Just spell it, Mega. What's it gonna take?
I'm not going to do that. I'm not giving you all my cards right now.
We're heading towards a worship. You need to tell us before we get there.
No.
I want to keep an eye on the skies and look for a bird. Because I'm really worried. I don't like this situation. I want to make sure his bird is not tracking us and he thinks he's going to escape.
Give me a perception check.
We can always break his legs.
Okay.
No!
Oh.
God.
Are we going to
I'm
toss him
chaotic.
overboard? I want
I'm
to toss him
beginning to think-
overboard.
I'm beginning to think you have a quality. So just, you know what? You told people to chill out. How about you take your own advice, Mary? All right. So
I mean,
yeah,
it's not like
step
I'm
down,
actually gonna
soldiers.
do
Step
it.
down.
Hey,
Step down,
Minfy.
soldiers.
Minfy, I have a question.
Yes.
Can you tell
Huh?
if someone's evil?
I'm not.
I don't think I can do that yet.
Okay.
I might be wrong. I don't think I can do that yet.
Okay. I just wanted to ask, because I'm getting really concerned about Merrick.
Oh, please.
Oh no! Wait! Yeah, I can. I did know how to do that.
Oh my
Can you
gosh.
just confirm,
She's gonna-
possibly?
She's gonna cast. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. I'm
I'll
okay
cast
with it.
Divine Sense. Sure.
Well, Merrick is not a celestial, a fiend, or undead.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I forgot
Yeah,
about
no.
that.
Yeah,
I'm new
and
at this, guys. I'm sorry.
I mean, on the bright side, neither are Vista and Mega, so that's good to know.
I mean, listen.
I mean, it's good to check.
I'll be.
Yeah, I mean, River, I didn't get the exact information, but I got some information. It's
I'll
something.
be frank. I did, for a while, go to a military academy. This is kind of standard issue interrogation and intimidation tactics.
That is not standard. That is fucked up.
Intimidation tactics doesn't mean we're gonna actually follow through with it.
It sounds like you would.
Yeah.
Eh,
When you
just-
tell him that.
That's kind
Yeah.
of
Can I
point.
can I have Bella like be flying towards the north side of the island to look for orcs or anything else unusual up there?
Or like a
It should probably take a while, but
You are way far out of her range, so you can send her there,
Okay.
but it's like the island
Not
is
communicate.
huge, remember. And you guys, I'm guessing, started the interrogation once you were on Onyx Brow's ship. So that was like 5 or 6 hours after having
Okay.
captured Mega.
I just have to interrupt this for one moment. Can you see the kitty at the back of my
I can see the ears.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
He's just
Oh.
chilling in the back.
Yes, the abyss has ears.
Yeah. Okay, so you hand over. Well, when you get to the warship, they take over and take Mega in. They look at you and go, "Are we taking her in to Vista?"
Nah.
Vista's just like, I was just taken by Mega too. These people rescued me. Nadia's
laying
like,
it on a little thick.
Nadia is reunited with her father, who is overjoyed and just hugs her and takes her in and to the quarters, and you don't get to see Nadia for the next while. And you all get the 800 gold for rescuing Nadia, and you get Mega's still alive.
But
he
we
has
did give
been
him the
captured.
head. Technically,
I mean,
We
that
just
is
gave
true.
him the
He
rest
asked
of
for
him,
his
too.
head.
give him
It's
his
just-
head. It's attached to the
still
body,
attached
but
to
we
the rest.
gave
He
him
And
his
never
still
said
head.
only the head
Yeah.
or a freestanding head.
No, but Nala's gonna be like, and it's like you wanted his head. Here's his head.
We just gave the
we had
whole
a
body
deal.
as
That's the
well.
rest of them. This way, I mean, if you want to dispense any particular justice of your own, you're free to.
All right, fine. He'll give you 800 gold for Mega's capture, and he'll give you another 200 for your discretion.
All right, so that's
okay.
2,500 total.
Who's
According to my
keeping track
math.
of party loot?
I'm keeping it on the
25?
Kronka. I'm
Yeah.
Because you gave us 800 up front.
Well, we
And he
spent.
gave us
right,
we
the 800
Right.
upfront.
We spent 100 of that, so we had 700. So I
700.
added that. So the 700, then the 800 that we got, that's 1,500. He gave us another 1,000, so that's 2,500.
Okay. Yeah. You're rich.
Well, for now.
I have a cat.
So whatever
That's
that
my
is divided
cookie.
by 6.
Okay. All right. So the warship is going to Castle Grasp. Are you going with it, or are you getting back on Onyx Brow's ship once you've been paid and everything to go back to Haver?
Does Mimfi need to go back to Castle Grasp?
at some point.
She would be she was told that once this mission was complete, she had to go back to Castle Grasp to pass her test.
Yeah. Do you want support?
I would love support.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Yeah, that's
Terrifying.
Do you want your armor to be a little better? And I'm just gonna like.
Or is
look
that
at her
cheating?
armor.
that
It's
might
not
be cheating.
It's just being better equipped.
I think they would know.
Oh,
I'm not saying that she'd even have to not tell them. She could say, yeah, I wanted to be prepared, so I got prepared. Paladins like being straightforward like that.
It's up to Minfie. Whatever you want, Minfie.
Just know that I'm willing.
thank you. Maybe not like a magical thing, but like if you want to help me like polish it to make
Okay,
it look nice.
I can do that too. And hold on, I can actually even help you take any of the dings out of it.
That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I got hit, but
Not this time.
I mean,
But-
your shield probably got dinged.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it probably
I can definitely help you with that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
So, how long will it take us to get to Castle Grasp?
Oh, a few days.
Oh, okay. So we'll be on the ship for a few days.
Yeah. During which time, technically you're all level 3,
Woohoo.
but we'll
Yes!
go on we'll go on break so you guys can level up. Vista does approach River. So, an Arnitico.
Yeah.
We don't see many of your kind around here.
Yeah, I haven't met any.
You have a voice.
In training. In training.
What are you doing here, though?
I kind of sort of got thrown into this plane. Wasn't my choice. I'm trying to find a way back home. Kind of difficult.
You know,
Oops.
I heard of a group that were using a portal to the other.
Oh? What kind of group?
Cultists.
Really? Why can't a normal person have a portal to the other?
Because no one in their sane mind would want to go there?
Fair enough. I do, though, and I have a safe mind. Thank you very much.
Well, I can tell you where it is.
I would appreciate that. I don't think I'm strong enough to safely go home on my own, but I would appreciate knowing where to look.
Yeah, I'll give you that information. We'll just call it you owe me a favor.
We didn't kill you in that fight back there, and we didn't turn you into the authorities. If anything, you owe me a favor.
Which is why I'm giving you this. But, just keep that in mind in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, you may be in training now, but having a voice on my side, not a bad thing.
I'm a little concerned that you know what a voice is, just saying. Where the fuck have you been that you know what a voice is?
She drops her disguise, her altered self, to show her real form, and you recognize that this amorphous being is a creature from the other.
What kind of creature?
It's a doppelganger. I'm just saying that doppelgangers are from the other in this.
Oh, okay.
They're a bit shifty, but I mean, yeah.
Not
that's
rip your
kind of what
soul
they
out and
do.
eat it bad?
No.
Okay.
More like take whatever opportunity is handed to them to do what they will.
Okay, so honestly better than a lot of things in the other. Good to know. By the way, guys, where River's from is kind of a shithole.
Yeah, and doppelgangers are kind of creepy looking.
Please show.
Yeah, please. Also, 1, 3, 4, 5. I now have 6 tool proficiencies.
I don't think you need that many.
I'm gonna be getting another one probably.
Oh, fucking hell.
Does that?
Hmm? I don't
No.
see anything.
I guess you have to be on the same page.
Please hold. Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay. That's a look.
Yeah. She turns back into the cooler looking
you been out of the other?
Decades.
How did you
I have
get
no
out?
interest in going back. Slip through a portal. You know how it is. I like it here. It's not a shithole.
I mean, yes, there's delicious food and bright sunlight and so many colors.
Exactly. It's kind of odd that you'd want to go back, but I suppose as a voice you feel compelled to.
Not compelled, but I should go back. I have a job to do.
Well, to each their own.
So how do I get... where's the people with the, way to get to the other?
She gives you the information. It means going into the desolation of Ditamaya, the big desert to the south of Castlegrass. And finding the ruins of a chapel, and beneath the ruins is a secret base, apparently.
That's a big desert.
Good luck.
Gee, thanks.
All right, so we'll let you guys level up, and we will be right back.
Be right back. Herb. And we are back.
Welcome back. And now that everyone has reached 3rd level, you eventually make your way to Castle Grass on board the warship. Mega is taken to the local jail, there to be tried, you assume, and probably interred in the Hall of Deterrence. Hi, cat. It is not your feeding time. I know we stood up. But your feeding time is not till we're done. So please let me play.
I think Earl says no.
You have been paid, and as a matter of formality, Minfie is given her rite of passage to become a proper stone arm. She is invited to meet Khan Hayan Harak first, the Dao that has the soul of the first ruler of Castle Grasp, who stares within her soul to make sure there is no deceit or evil within it. And once they have confirmed this, they bestow upon her the stone arm that signifies her a paladin of Castle Grasp. And you guys are rich, so you have a lot of money to spend and are in a really big city. Castle Grasp is also called the City of Granite. There's hundreds of homes, shops, places of interest. This is the city that has the amazing clock, which is the famed 8-handed clock that tells more than the time, and is the reason why so many people in this area have the saying "till the 8th." Hey, leave the mic alone. You have a map of the city. The amazing clock is number 6.
So, is there anything we want to buy? I have one thing I kind of want to look into, but I don't know about everyone else.
What's that one thing?
I've gotten my butt kicked a couple times, and I kind of want to find studded leather.
Oh.
That's a wonderful idea.
It's the best armor I can wear.
Now let's still look at Minfie and be like, are you okay? Like, the stone arm, like, is it a pen? Or, like, what does it mean to...
No, it's like an actual stone arm. I'm pretty sure.
Yep. One of your arms
Yeah,
turns to stone.
What?
It's actually a stone arm, and it's my right hand. Yeah, and I can like make my great sword do the same thing, and it can like petrify people if I hit them enough.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it doesn't... Does it hurt?
No, it's fine. And she just like waves it around.
Oh, so is it like up to your shoulder? I've never...
It's all the way up there.
Wow.
Whoa.
What
I'm
happens
so
if
happy
a
you
piece
passed
gets
your
chipped
test.
off? Does it grow back, or does that chip never come back?
That's a good question.
Can
So
it?
we'll find out. I might get hit at some point.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying test it. I'm wondering.
I mean,
Me too. That's
If
that'll
it
be
gets damaged,
interesting.
can you magically heal it?
I'm assuming it just works like flesh? Maybe? I don't know.
They didn't
Maybe
tell
it grows
you
back,
this?
maybe it doesn't. They really don't talk about it a whole lot. Like
Okay.
it's just like a rite of passage, and then when you get it, you got it, and it's so good.
I'm happy for you, because it's like a big
Yeah.
deal. Because I've heard like stories of those who don't pass or something. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, then your whole body gets turned to stone.
And you
They
like
can't
get eaten by the earth. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I heard that. All I heard is that they definitely aren't paladins anymore. So I didn't realize that they just weren't anymore. Wow, like you could have been like not anymore. Like, oh, Minfie, man, Minfie, girl.
why do people
Wow.
join in the
I was
first
a little scared.
place?
Because it's an honor
know,
to, I
it's-
guess.
Yeah, it's important, and like you can help a lot of people if you do it right.
Fair enough.
Oh, like how you want to
Yeah.
get better at cooking because you help people with your cooking.
That is true. Also, I got something new too, and I'm very happy about it.
What'd you get?
This is going to be so anticlimactic. River's like, I can do this now, and she casts light. It's like,
All
I can
right.
finally do this.
Awesome.
Make it like
Well,
different colors.
Well, I mean, kind of, sort of. I can turn it one color, but it takes a bit more energy. But if I do that thing, then how it works is bad things. If they're in the light, they get scared, and if they're sensitive to light, they're even more scared, and it causes a lot of things like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh. Yeah.
Let me just look
Well-
that up exactly. Yeah, so basically, they can't enter the light if they get scared by it. And as I get stronger with it, I'll be able to make the light even bigger. So imagine like 50 feet of light that bad
Ooh.
things get scared.
Nice.
That'll
Nice.
be really helpful.
Pretty useful.
Yes.
That's
Uh-huh.
level 15, just saying. Don't expect that anytime fucking soon.
Yeah.
But it does grow at certain levels.
Well, if we're all showing stuff off, I'm just going to raise my prosthetic arm, and you'll notice that it's completely different. It's plated and armored. And then I'm just going to twist something and press a button, and you'll see that it just kind of grows and expands and envelopes me entirely until I'm head to foot covered in, like, this really ridiculous-looking plate armor.
Did you
That
turn
has,
it into
like-
the Iron Man suit?
No! Well, that's
You
what they use.
absolutely did.
Yeah.
I did not! It's actually a part of the way it goes. Literally, first, I don't have any strength requirement when I wear it, if it has it. Second, because it's the infiltrator, not disadvantage on stealth rolls. Third, my speed is up to 30 instead of 25. And fourth, I can, fourth, it can't be removed against my will. And it covers any missing limbs and functions just as a normal limb would. And I can doff or don it as an action. So in 6 seconds.
So it's the Iron Man suit. It's like the nanotech version.
Yeah.
Kind
It's
of.
the D&D
Yeah.
version of Iron Man. All right,
Yeah.
You're artificial man. Okay, you're artificial.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
artificial man. Okay.
All right.
Oh, and I can do this too. And I'm just going to raise my prosthetic arm. You see a gem on it glow, and then you see a bolt of lightning just kind of fire out of it.
Don't do that in the middle of the city! You fucking idiot!
Minfie.
No. See, I was aiming at a target over there.
Minfie takes her stone arm and like pats the armor, ting ting ting, and goes, "Well, River, it's gonna be harder to smack him in the back of the head, but you know we can still try."
And as a bonus action, I'm just going to make the helmet retract.
Seriously, you're Iron Man, dude. You're not
You're
helping.
Iron Man.
You're not helping.
Iron Gnome.
Iron Man. Yeah. All right, so yeah,
What'd you
let's
get?
get some shopping on. Let's get some leather that's studded.
Mhm,
What about
mhm.
you, Nala? What did you learn?
Oh, well, it's not like really. I mean, like when I can do my extra, pop.
Yeah.
When I land those extra pops, I can make them knock down or knock them away, but that can be kind of difficult because they can fight that. But one of the things they can't fight is I can make them like not do any sort of like reactions until the end of my turn, like to the end of, yeah. So I can take away reactions.
That
That's
actually helps a
useful.
lot for Victor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I don't have anything that will help me punch people in the face better, unfortunately. But I do have something that will, if nothing else, let us carry things around unseen and undetected. So he will. I have no idea how I'm mechanically. I'm this. Basically, he will. Actually, no. Oh, there seems to be a little bit of a loose brick in this wall here. Allow me. He'll pull it out, and it's like pulling a big safe deposit box out of a bank drawer.
What?
Anything. Actually, no. He'll take some chalk and draw like a safe deposit box on a wall, and then with the handle, and then just pull it out and says, anything we need to carry around undetected or out of sight can go safely in here.
What?
That's amazing!
I'm just gonna take out I'm gonna open my bag of holding, pull out a notebook and a pen, and go to Victor and be like, "You're gonna tell me how to do this."
That's
I wanna
amazing,
know.
that's amazing!
Sure,
I-
it's a little
I don't-
detailed.
That's fine. I've got, and I'm gonna just reach back into my bag of holding and pull out like 6 more notebooks. I've got more of these than that.
One,
Okay.
how long does that last? And 2, how can you find it again? And 3, how can someone not break into it?
How much can you fit in there?
So
Okay.
mechanically, this is the Liamon's secret chest spell. It can contain 12 cubic feet of material that is either living or non-living. So theoretically, we could smuggle a person in this if we wanted to.
What?
Wait, that's
Does-
perfect because I can't spell. Can we just put me in there?
Yes.
Does it have
Actually,
air?
Please?
Does it have
Oh
air?
my god, wait.
So if a living creature is trapped, and I posted this in the Roll20 thing. If a living creature is trapped inside the chest, once every 30 days, the bound creature makes a DC 30 Strength Athletics check. On a success, they break free and the chest is destroyed.
So they
Which
can
means that-
survive.
They can
somebody
survive,
could
yeah.
survive this
Oh
for
my
up to 30
To
days.
30
apparently.
days.
How
Yeah.
often can you do this?
At will.
But what?
Oh my
So-
god.
Kara, feel free to adjust this if you feel this is too much.
I love this.
It's 12 foot by 12 foot.
It's 12
so
cubic feet, so it's what, 3 by 4 or something like that.
Yeah,
Does that,
it's 12
yeah.
cubic feet, sure, not 12 by 12. There's a bit of a difference there.
So could you perhaps fit 2 gnomes in there? Because they're small.
Possibly.
If they were kneeling. I'm 6 feet tall, so I just basically, it's like a right angle for me is,
I do have
Yeah.
a lot of
about-
armor. I might need to take like armor off.
I think I kind of want to make this DM's discretion.
but honestly, this is so goddamn cool.
Yeah, I think you could fit one person in there.
Okay, that's fine. My armor doesn't give me disadvantage on stealth checks, so
This is just really damn cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing though.
Yeah.
So this party now has a magic chest and a bag of holding.
Yep.
Probably should
I mean,
keep
to be
the
fair,
Bible
you
in
can
chest.
We have a lot of money.
I was
you
gonna
you,
say,
You should
can-
probably
1200
keep the money in the chest.
Mhm.
you are also in Castle Grasp. You could deposit it in the bank.
I mean, that's fair as well.
That is the
shop,
thing.
Shopping
Yes.
first.
You could also
Yeah,
spend
let's get
all
this
of it on one night at the most expensive in Castle Grass.
No.
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 Tell me
I-
more.
No.
No.
You can spend all of your cut.
Well, there's so one of the things that is interesting about Castle Grass. Cat, why are you staring at? What are you staring at? Okay, is that like there's beautiful architecture. This is a beautiful city, and most of the inns here tend to be as flashy as possible. And then there's the beautiful Tigress, which while everyone does this like sprawling, beautiful thing, they decided to just have the tallest building in Castle Grass. And it's just a stone like square building that just rises into the heavens, and it's an inn, technically. The higher the room is in the building, the higher the fee. Supposedly, the suite at the very top costs 2,000 gold per night.
So one night in the penthouse, basically.
Yes.
Nah.
Yeah, but that's
We don't-
really cool.
We don't need that. So, Karu, would I be able to, while we're here, continue constructing the mechanisms to make my hookshot arm?
Yes.
Cool. Excellent. I would like to do that.
Hi, Earl.
Guess where the cat is? In front of my screen. Cat, that thing is bowing because of your weight.
Oh,
I'm
he's
just
on the
waiting for
little shelf?
crash.
He's on the little shelf, yeah.
I'm just waiting for it to crash.
It better not. That's where our monitors are.
Yeah, it's the shelf that holds my monitors, and it's like slightly curved there. I always push all my miniatures and things that I have there to the edge so that he can't get on, and he just slowly pushes them back. So
Not
he
all
can
at
climb.
once. Just
No, it's just little by
slowly.
little. He's like, I'm just passing by. There, just lay down there. And move the keyboard. Just lay down. Lay down. No, don't meow me.
So
Okay.
we'll have to find an inn that, isn't horribly expensive to spend the night in. At least one night while we figure out what the fuck we're gonna do.
Yeah. Well, number 1 is the palace. It's the royal palace of the current Khan. The 2 is just a huge orchard park. It's an olive orchard. And then you have on 3 the Vague Olive Inn, which is also known as the Inn of Many Bridges. It's an inn, a restaurant, a tavern, a market, and of course a gateway to the park. The inn itself consists of 8 separate buildings, all painted different shades of blue and violet, each connected by ornate, crisscrossing bridges illuminated by willow lights.
Nice.
It's pretty expensive because it's the closest inn to the
No, that's
palace.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Armed Lavender Inn, which is at 5, so way to the south. This is just a box of a building. It is kind of like a warehouse-sized fest hall. And yeah, they have a couple of rooms there too. It's more of like the where not so upright citizens tend to gather.
So maybe having a freshly stone-armed paladin might not be a good idea.
I mean, said freshly stone-armed paladin does have barracks and housing because she's a paladin of the city.
Just
Yeah,
Nice work.
so can we crash at your place?
Potentially.
I mean, if you want to
Might be a little
crash in the barracks, possibly.
I kind of want to find a place that I can help in the kitchen and make yummy food.
I mean, technically, you could probably do it in the barracks, but they might not have the type of ingredients. Hey, Karu.
Yes.
I suspect that since this is one of the main cities that has the guild in it, probably the main guild hall, would Merrick have spent a significant amount of time here?
Possible.
Okay. And does the guild itself have lodgings for its members?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, there's
But
always
only for you.
No, well then, never mind. I was like,
They can lodge your friends. You're just gonna get caught. You have to pay for them.
I mean, is it more reasonable than some of the inns here?
I mean,
Primarily
probably
because...
more expensive for non-members.
Yeah, but I mean, is it still cheaper than going to an actual inn?
Depends on the inn.
Okay.
There's inns of all types here. This is a big city.
Artisan's Way is convenient, but it could be a little pricey.
There's got to be a solid inn here.
Yeah, just a decent
Regular.
one.
Yeah.
Not where
With
criminals hang out and not where the filthy rich hang out.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, the armed lavender isn't that bad. You just have to... Well, I'm
It's
just gonna...
expensive.
No, the armed lavender is
No,
not expensive.
It's not. I'm just gonna kind of glance at Minpy. It's just, well... Yeah.
Questionable.
Maybe.
I'm sure there's a place that's not questionable that we can afford. We go there.
It's where you find more folks like me.
Yeah.
Not that I'm bad company, but at least I would hope I'm not.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, and maybe it has a kitchen to where, River can have some fun and
might be able to get us
Well,
a
there was
discount.
that Inn of Many Bridges.
Yeah.
There was that Inn of Many Bridges.
That's
I think
expensive.
that's expensive.
Hey, Karu, what other inns would I know of that I would have liked to frequent? They're probably... Most of them are probably Dwarven Run or Gnomish.
Honestly, you probably haven't gone to many just because, I mean, if you have the guild and everything the guild has to offer, the guild itself has an inn. I mean, housing and...
Yeah, mostly it would have been where I went to practice using my brewer's supplies.
What was that, Zia? You were muted.
Basically, where does he go for a good drink that he enjoys, like, the atmosphere of? He just doesn't stay there for the night.
And it could even be a place that I've done some repair work for that are friendlier to me because of that.
I mean, there is the Bored Dog. But the booze there is pretty mediocre. Food's quite good, though.
Yeah. And I will mention this. Booze there is not all that great. But the food's good.
There we go.
That works. I'm not much of a drinker.
But okay, well, I'm gonna get started making some better booze for them that maybe will convince you to drink a little bit more.
So you hang out at the Bored Dog. It's called that because there's a statue of a dog with his tongue lolling out outside.
Please tell me that there's a bald spot, like everybody rubs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like by the nose.
Yeah.
The nose. Yeah, very shiny nose, and it used to have like fluff up here, but now it's like smoothed down.
I mean, duh. And honestly, as we approach it, I would absolutely stand tippy-toe and just like...
I also have an important other question. Is this one of those places that they actually have a dog living in there that's like a mascot, like how some bookstores will have cats that just live in the bookstore?
Well, shit.
Yes.
Then there would have been no question that that's where I would have directed everyone.
Absolutely. All follow Mary.
Yeah, there's a doggo. We're there.
Okay. What's the doggo's name?
Ponders.
I don't know. What's the doggo's name?
Risk. Because why not?
Okay. Risk the doggo. Who is absolutely a mutt.
Yeah.
No,
probably one of those
dogs.
like really shaggy ones.
Yeah,
with
I'm
long
gonna
ears.
Make sure to stop.
Yeah, long ears, and you can't really see the eyes because they've got too much.
I'm gonna make sure to stop at a butcher's and pick up some scraps and bones. Because listen, you have to feed the doggo. It's
Let's
part
be real. That dog is probably the best fed creature in that inn.
Oh,
Oh,
yes, he's probably
yeah.
got the most exercise too, because people, like, everybody's probably playing with him.
Once we get there and ask for a room, River's gonna try and see if she can help in the kitchen. Offer her services as a cook.
It takes some convincing because they have, they have their plates and they're well known for, the plates they have. And changing up the menu can be dangerous, especially when apparently this is a place where some of the nobles come to slum it because it has good food and yeah, so changing it up and then a noble complaining would be bad.
You could always offer a specialty dish that's not normally on the menu and see how they take it.
Oh, something
Yeah.
off
And if
the
they
menu.
like it, I'm more than willing to share the recipe.
Nobles love stuff off the menu.
Yeah.
Something
And-
no one has tried before.
She'll share it for, and I give a quote that's slightly under the normal going rate for that kind of thing, because they probably know me as a member of the Artisans Guild, and I'm not about to let one of my friends do something for free.
Or a discount on the room rate.
Yeah, that's what I
something.
was going for. It was
Yeah,
more.
Yeah.
This is how River traveled. It was, hey, I will cook for you for a room at a discounted rate. That's literally part of her background shit.
I love the usually in parentheses.
Yup. I would probably offer to do general handyman and mending bits if they needed it, because that's how I
Hi,
normally
kitty.
get friends in these places.
Okay. So you're all settled down in the city. Is there anything you guys want to do?
Fine.
You have
Armor.
I mean, like I said,
finding armor is not too hard.
Some kind of weapon that's better than a dagger, and if there's any kind of like antique market in town, that might be a place Victor would want to take a spin through.
there definitely is
There-
somewhere.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
One interesting place is pause while the magic dart. It's a magic shop.
We could take a peek.
Uh-huh.
Also, Karu, how much is studded leather?
Doesn't actually.
45 gold.
Oh, that's actually not bad.
You guys
When
okay
you
if
have-
I use some of that gold for...
Yeah, if it means that you're not gonna go down. Hey, do you have proficiency in shields? Because Bard?
Let me check.
Okay.
Nope.
Damn. Okay.
Yay, I have studded leather now.
Karu, since I don't need it anymore, can I sell my scale mail?
At half price, sure.
I'd like to haggle. Did you not expect this?
I mean, you're in a big city. The finding scale, like not used scale mail, is pretty easy. So they have no
Yeah, but
reason to
my-
buy.
See, mine is in mint condition, and probably improved in some ways.
Give me a persuasion check.
17.
We'll give you 30.
Okay. That's fine.
So, Victor, as you're, investigating places with trinkets and stuff. You are told about the existence of the magic dart, which once you finally find it, it's 7 on the map. It looks like an ordinary shop. It's got like a simple wooden sign with the name painted on in blue and purple. And it's just, in a little corner, one of those like little nook stores.
Very unassuming. The perfect cover. I'll go and take a look. Go and start browsing.
Okay. Are you alone?
No.
We're going
Yeah,
shopping.
anyone who wants to
I mean,
come,
if we're going
Yeah.
shopping,
anyone
we
wants to come
probably.
along.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm totally not looking to steal potential concepts and ideas.
Well, the first thing you notice is that this shop seems to be deeper than it looked like outside.
It's bigger on the
Oh.
inside.
Bigger on the inside.
Bigger on the
Beautiful.
inside.
Mhm.
First 30 feet or so, there's, the typical trinket type magic items that do, small things.
Little goofball things. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Think, what is it? Xanathar's Guide that has the
Wand of
trinket?
Fireworks.
The common stuff.
Yeah, the common, that kind of magic items. Just little fun things. As you keep walking, though, the farther you go, it doesn't seem to have a back. It just seems to go further and further and further.
I like this place. River is fascinating.
Yes.
This was one of the places
Get
I
lost in
used.
here for days, literally.
Yes.
This was one of the places I used to map out my bag of holding in terms of how it holds as much as it does.
What
Do we see
interesting
any running
things?
this store?
Yeah, at the very front, near the entrance, there is one guy.
What does he look like?
I wish you told me more than just the name. He looks like a tired old man.
I mean, I'd be tired too if I had to walk up and down the front and back of this store and not ever actually get to the end of it. Doing inventory for this must be a bitch unless he has a magical item for it.
Magic.
Magic.
Unseen servant.
Probably.
He
That's
looks
why
bored.
he's-
He looks at you guys. Doesn't really say much.
Hi. I'm Nala. How are you doing today?
Same as yesterday.
All right. I hope that's
How
a
are you
good
doing?
thing.
Is this your store?
No.
So you just work here?
Yeah.
How
Are you
big
here to
is this
buy
place?
something, or are you here to talk?
What, I can't do both?
It goes on. I don't know. Some people just go for days.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there like departments or something? Like potions are aisle 10, armor
No.
is aisle 6, or is it just we wander and
Yeah.
And hope we
It's
can
not a
find our way out
maze.
again someday.
It's just you just keep it's
back.
one long straight back.
Okay, thank you. River's just gonna start walking and look for interesting things.
Yeah, Merrick is gonna start walking around as well.
Does he seem like he is like on the up and up, or maybe kind of a bit shady?
I mean, he's a bored employee.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think, if you've ever
I'm gonna
worked
take-
retail,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, he's the
everyone-
guy just
Okay.
like sitting back
Yeah.
and just like
If he had a phone, he'd be playing on it.
basically
Alright.
probably
Reading a scroll.
fiddling with one of the normal
Common magical item.
common magical item. Yeah, so you
His +2 fidget spinner.
yeah. So the deeper you go, the rarer the magical item, but the price skyrockets as well.
Mhm.
Spending as much time as you want in this store, as long as you're going deeper, you can find pretty much whatever you want, as long as you can afford it.
How much
Well,
are
nothing else.
bracers of defense?
Mhm.
Well, if I find a pair, I could tell you exactly how much. Because Victor has
Well,
a knack for knowing how much things like that should be worth. If nothing else, I can make sure we're not getting ripped off or buying, knockoffs.
Oh, so but it's for a non-magical or
No.
Yeah, but I can also tell if it's
Yeah.
actually magical or not.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Bracers of what?
Defense.
Defense.
It's
7,000 gold.
Yow. I mean, I knew, but
crap.
Yeah, basically anything that ups AC is going to be expensive as fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah, by the time you find that, you're already in the section of like extremely interesting but also extremely expensive items. There's even a broom of flying in that section.
Rivers
That would be
just
fun.
looking around, seeing if she can find anything that maybe can help with her cooking, or maybe, hey, I can find something that can keep food longer. Stuff like that. She's not looking for anything specific, just like she's more in the fun knick-knack area and what could be useful for cooking.
So the interesting thing about this shop is that when you go down into the shop, it keeps going forever. But the moment you turn around, you're back at the front.
Oh, that's so cool.
Clever.
Oh boy.
I love this place. This is the coolest magical shop ever.
there's probably also a way for the person at the front who's working to recall people back to the front too, so they don't
No.
have to go hunting them down.
No, because
No?
I mean, as long as you're going deeper into it, you just keep going, and you can go on for days, and it keeps going. But
What happens if you stand facing the door and walk backwards?
You know.
you see it like
You start getting nauseous.
I mean, yeah. I think it feels like you're walking backwards and not hitting anything, but you're never farther from the entrance.
Okay.
That's weird.
So I guess like stuff like a ring of protection is also going to be expensive.
Most rings in general are
Yeah.
expensive.
Because they're rare.
What about a better quarterstaff?
Yeah.
I mean, you could get a vicious quarterstaff. That would be 400 gold.
What does that do? I have not heard of that. I've heard of +1 quarterstaffs, but not a vicious one. What
It is
that?
not a +1, but if you roll a nat 20, your critical hit deals an extra 2d6 damage of the weapons type.
And it would be considered a magical weapon attack in terms of getting past resistances.
Correct.
Is that cheaper than a +1 quarterstaff?
A +1 quarterstaff would be 1,000 gold.
Oh, but that That kind of seems really cool. And it would be magical. So for 400, that would be.
I
don't.
know one knickknack that you run into, Zoo. The drift globe.
Oh God,
Oh,
she
no.
doesn't need it, but she wants it.
You just like it's like just glowing orb.
I hate you. How much does it cost?
800.
Oh, nope, nope, nope.
That's
She
so
is
Do
fascinated
they have
by it, but no.
Do they have goggles of night or something similar?
Well, yes. But those are probably going to be expensive. 2,000 gold.
Ouch.
I'm just curious, how much were boots of flying wing boots cost?
Probably around there. Oh, 9,000.
Kind of figured it would be expensive, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually more expensive than the broom because they're more useful.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so tempted by that quarterstaff. That's a lot.
But you're in the front lines, having something one that can overcome resistances and
Yeah, count as magical.
mhm.
So right now my quarterstaff does that count as magical.
Yeah.
Or my fist.
The fist will come later.
Yeah.
I think the cheapest ring you find would be the Ring of Featherfall, which the name says it all.
Yeah.
Hey, it's useful.
So, because Nala is like, this would be useful, but it's 400. That's a lot. A lot.
You just see Merrick kind of giving Nella a sly look.
How much in total do we have?
2,500, right?
A bit less than that because you bought the armor.
But
But around
technically
that.
speaking, splitting that, it would mean 500 of that is for each of us. So it would only be cutting into, say, your amount, Nala, if you're trying to justify it.
What, the $1,000? 1,000 gold?
No, the 400 for the quarterstaff.
If
Yeah.
you
Oh,
really,
for the vicious.
if you really need it to be a +1, it might not be all the time, but when needed, I could totally augment it.
I know what else you find, Zio. Marvelous pigments.
What is that? Tell me what that is.
Oh, you are so mean.
You'll like that. You're gonna love
You
that.
are so mean.
It's literally whatever
It's
you want
paint,
to
and you can paint 3-dimensional. Like you paint it in 2 dimensions, and it becomes a 3-dimensional object.
I hate you. How much?
It's 200 per pot.
How long does the pot last?
I have no idea, but basically, what you just like, it's a small pot, right? It's like a bottle of ink.
I was gonna say,
You are so mean.
as someone who is who
Yeah.
has had those in another game, that's worth the investment. Believe me, that's worth 200. That's worth like probably 10 times more.
So you can make anything with it, as long
Yeah,
as you paint it?
the size of the item that you draw is going to be the actual size of the item. So you're limited by the amount of ink as to the size of what you can make. And it is non-magical. It's going to be a non-magical item.
But if you were in a pinch and didn't have maybe like a weapon, maybe you could draw yourself a weapon and use it until you.
I mean, it has many uses. I'm sure you've seen how many uses it can have if you've watched Critical Role.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use 200 of my cut to get a vial of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to use 400 to get
Excellent
what's it
choice.
called?
The vicious quarterstaff.
Vicious.
What's that item called, by the way, Car?
Marvelous pigments.
Karu, can I just browse and look to see if there's anything particularly interesting that I may or may not be able to reverse engineer?
Same.
There's a lot of potions of many types. Like there's a whole section of potions, just like a wall full of potions.
We might want to get a couple healing potions.
That's true. Ooh,
Yeah.
Karu.
Oh, there
Question: is there a way that we could, oh, I don't know, find a recipe to make a healing potion?
No.
And I don't suppose there's a kit or components that I could use to make alchemist's fire or acid.
Wrong place for that, but you can
Yeah, I
get that
figured.
through your guild pretty
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
honestly, if you wanted to learn how to make potions, that would probably be where you go to.
And truthfully, they probably would encourage that because potions sell.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
in terms of
drag River over there, aren't you?
What? Why would I do that?
You're gonna force me to, like, copyright the healing candies, aren't you?
Yes. Patent. Thank you. But yes. Copywriting is written material. So you'd copy.
Anyways,
copyright
yeah, okay, I kind of figured that would happen.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. You're just lucky that Merrick has waited this long to drag you there.
You're also lucky because I have expertise in herbalism kit now. What was that?
That was
Oh
adorable,
my
is what it
God.
was.
That
He's
was such
loud.
a good meow.
God.
There is also a small like display with a bunch of like feathers on them.
Feathers.
Ooh.
Feathers. What kind of feathers?
I'm interested.
Me too.
The ones that are in the front of the shop where you guys are looking right now. There's one that says anchor, one that says whip, and one that says fan.
I'd like to look at them and see what I can recall about those particular items.
You basically use a command word and it turns into what it says. It's a single use item.
I'm sorry, I have to ask, is there one that says anvil?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
The anchor would work, but I just had to ask.
That's a good thing to note, actually. Excuse me while I write the "I'm going to make this one day" thing about.
I just
making the
imagine being
characters
on a high
different.
place and dropping the feather one that has the anchor and being like, bye-bye.
Yeah, there's a bunch of feathers beside each other, but the price starts to scale pretty high. So the next one says swan boat. That one's 3,000. The next one says bird. Also 3,000.
How much is the whip one?
The whip one is 200.
I think I'm going to take one of those.
Okay. It is just an ordinary whip that is produced. But until you use it, it's just a feather. So, secret weapon, I guess.
I mean, it's something because I can't really use hardly anything else worth wielding.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I
your
have
hand
simple weapon
crossbow is
proficiency,
actually
and that's
nice.
it. That's true. I mean, I can't really upgrade beyond that. Is the issue.
So, is there anything that catches my eye? Considering I'm looking for interesting and amusing things.
I mean, there's a bunch of interesting, like, small things, like mostly one-use items that are under 1,000.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure if there's anything necessarily like.
Problem is, he can bake a lot of things.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, honestly, a lot of it is me like, ooh, let me see if I can figure this out.
I guess I'll get a healing potion as well. If they have them.
And the healing potions are 50, right?
Yeah, healing potions are 50. There's one ointment that's 100 gold.
Oh, I think
What-
I know it.
What type of ointment is that?
Yeah, I'd like to. Examine it.
It's a healing ointment.
Uh-huh.
It has a number of doses of
Yup.
ointment that you can either swallow or apply to a wound.
I'll take one of those. Actually, Karu, could I take 2?
That depends on how much you want to pay for it. It's 100 gold per dose.
Oh, per dose.
Yeah.
But it also heals quite a bit, from what I recall.
It's 2d8 plus 2 hit points. And not only do you get the hit points, you also are cured from any disease or poison condition.
Yeah, okay.
Which is why
you know
it's
what?
better than a healing potion.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna, since we've been spending up to about 400 gold so far, I'm gonna just use 400 gold of my cut to get them. The uses
4
that I made.
doses.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And maybe we can figure out how we can make it.
Yeah, Nala still has a potion of healing, so
What is it called? I know what it does, but I don't know the name.
It's Kjordom's ointment. So in your case, it would have the amount of doses you bought so far.
Yep, that's why I have 4 in there.
But there's the text of the item.
It's so freaking useful. Not just because of the 2d8 plus 2, also because ceases to be poisoned, cures of any disease.
I mean, you do have a
Yeah.
lay on hands in the party
I
too.
know, but that lay on hands is generally a melee, so won't necessarily be next to
True.
everybody. and
Listen, if
only has a
everyone has an
25
option to heal, the
speed.
better.
I will also point out that because it's an ointment, it is actually an action to use, not a bonus action like the potions.
Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, if I'm gonna be using this, it's gonna be because, oh shit, we need to get somebody healed. Here, smack.
Don't smack the wounded, please. Okay, well, you spend hours in there, I think, just oogling everything. How deep does anyone go?
Nobody
Like,
stops me. I'll go as-
sightseeing.
Once River has gotten the really cool pigment, she's gonna go as far as she can until people are like ready to leave because she's curious.
You stop hearing them if you keep going.
Oh no, I'm
we would
with
stay
her.
together.
Yeah, I'm definitely going
Okay.
along with.
Yeah, you start seeing some really interesting things.
Scribble.
Since Sio's the one that went first, roll a d20.
14.
Okay. So you get to an area where you see like a robe with like colors, like all the colors.
Oh no.
Oh. River sparkle eyes. She knows she can't afford it, but she's gonna admire the beauty of this thing.
Car, you're mean.
What is it?
A robe of scintillating colors.
You're mean.
You are so mean.
What does
Yeah,
it do?
You can it has charges, and you can use the charge to display a shifting pattern of dazzling hues. It sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet.
You were so
You
mean.
are mean.
You're mean.
There's more.
Oh, I know.
That's where you find like the other more expensive things too, like the broom. There's a belt of dwarven kind. The bracers of defense are in that area.
So,
You see a ring that says Ring of X-ray Vision.
what? Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna be examining that at every angle I can.
There's also a couple of other things like a couple of weapons, a mace. That says Mace of Disruption below it.
Yeah, we're in the we can only dream section.
We're in the
Yes.
window shopping section.
For the
Absolutely.
moment. For the moment.
We're in the we'll be back section.
Yeah. Gotta do a few more jobs, because
More like we will have to find an item similar to this on an enemy's dead body.
You see
Or-
this cape
Yeah.
that smells of brimstone,
Oh,
and
I
it
hate
has like a smoky
Ooh.
look to it.
But does it billow?
I'd say yeah, it does.
That's totally a cloak of displacement.
Nope.
It lets you cast Dimension Door.
yeah.
Cloak of Displacement is made from the fur of a displacer beast.
Yeah. There's also some pipes.
Kitty!
Oh.
I
Called
think
And
we
now
need to head out of
now-
here.
So now let's go to look at Minfie. Minfie, did you want anything?
You're
You muted.
maybe?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm pretty good on everything, really. At least for now. Maybe when we start running into worse things, I'll level some stuff up, but
There's this like
Until then, I
really
think I'm okay.
pretty shield with elaborate look to it.
what are you doing?
Not that.
Listen, she's been mean to all of us.
Well, now I'm interested.
And that's why she mentioned it.
The plaque on it says animated shield.
Plaque.
Oh,
Plaque.
Oh, that's even meaner.
that is so mean.
That I don't know
Yeah,
what
that
is.
that one animates and basically stays in place in front of you. So you have your hands free.
So you can like wield a two-handed
that's
weapon while having a shield up.
And still get a shield.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's probably super expensive.
Oh yes, you're in the expensive zone still.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive. It's just 6,000 gold.
Whack.
I hate the fact
Yeah.
that actually isn't expensive for a magical item, but god damn
It's
it.
not. It's not.
Yeah.
That's like
And then
mid-grade.
like almost like just a few feet away from that, you see a mace that says Mace of Smiting underneath.
I think we need to get out of here. I think this store is
Yeah.
doing this
Yeah.
on purpose now.
Yeah. This
It's
door is like
mocking us.
reading. It's like this store is reading our dreams.
It
I got
really
this.
is.
I mean,
got
a bunch of other things. These are just the things that catch your eye.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's reading our minds.
It's like
I'm
it
just gonna-
knows our personality and what we would enjoy looking at and using.
There's this like really dodgy looking hat, and you go up to it and it says Hat of Disguise.
Ooh.
Mhm. No, I can make one of those eventually.
It's still cool.
And right beside it, there's this really pretty looking, elaborate scimitar. And below it, it says Scimitar of Speed.
Oh.
Okay, let's get out of here. River just
Yeah.
grabs Minfie and
Yeah.
Before I-
Nalla's
Oh, man.
hands and starts walking
Everyone's
back.
like,
Before I get ideas
Yeah.
on the way out, I'll just tell the shopkeepers, I'm staying at the Board Dog, and I'm just surreptitiously tracing like the symbol of a spear tip on the counter in front of us. If you Victor Ehrlich's name, if anything interesting happens to come into stock, do let me know, will you please?
oh,
Thank you.
See, we
Well.
bought stuff.
He takes your payment and he goes, "Thank you. Come again."
We probably will.
Of course you will.
They always do.
They always
I
do.
always do.
Maybe I'll be selling a magical item instead of actually buying one.
Or both. Trade-ins
that's it.
seem to work better for magical items.
Yeah.
Assuming this shop in particular takes trade-ins.
I mean, if you have a good item. Well, this place seems to have every item under the sun.
If you go far enough, yes.
Yep, but there's definitely a probably an orb of daylight at some point.
Why do you mention that to me?
So wait. So Victor, what did you get again?
I got a basically healing potion and then a token that, if it's what I think it is, basically it will turn into a whip and can use it as a weapon for a short time.
I didn't catch that.
Is it?
How much was that?
Just-
Not even a short time. It's just
just
it
turns into
becomes
a
a whip, and then you have a whip.
And then you have a whip.
Wait, hang on. So it's not.
It's not one-time use to have a whip. It's just one-time use
It's
to
just
be a
one
feather.
time used to trans. Yep.
Yeah, so it's a feather until you use it. Once you use it, it turns into a whip, and then you have a whip until you
Forever.
throw it out.
Oh.
So that's way
Oh.
better than you thought it was gonna be.
Actually, no.
Honestly, it's
Good.
useful though.
I think
Yeah,
he was
I mean,
thinking. Yeah, I did say it was one use. Yeah, that's why it never turns back into a feather, basically.
Well, hang on a second.
It'll be good if someone takes all their weapons.
one
They
I-
won't take a feather.
That's true.
It's good
the
for
one I
that.
was thinking
Oh, I
is
didn't know you had a weapon.
Yeah, I suppose. All right.
Like I can see Nala on the way out. It's like, well, did you want to try something else? I mean, if it's not, you know.
No. What was that? That 20 is either a really good thing or a really bad thing.
Just continue on.
Squint.
Yeah, Nala would be like, okay, I got what I want. So before we go, so River, what do you think of getting?
I found this really cool paint, and basically I can draw whatever I can think of that I can use the ink, and then it becomes the actual thing I drew. Like I can pull it out, and boom, it's the thing.
Nice.
So hopefully it's
Merrick?
useful.
Oh, I got an ointment that we can use in case we need to get healed. And also, in case we need to not be poisoned or diseased.
That's helpful.
Very. I've got 4 doses of it.
This one, thank you all for letting me get,
Well, sure.
the expensive magical quarterstaff. But yeah.
Zio, you're muted.
Yeah.
Merrick spent the same amount of gold you did. It's fine.
Yeah. I made sure not to spend more, but I made sure
Okay.
to spend. Yeah.
Besides, you're kind of in the front all the time, so you know.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
At least we got
As
a lot
you-
of stuff.
As you guys are returning to the inn, you're crossing one of the many bazaars in the city, and you hear a "Stop, thief!" from a dried meat vendor, pointing to a woman who's running away.
I'll
Is she
move to
running
stop
in our
her.
direction or in the opposite direction?
Kind of like perpendicular to you guys.
You mean parallel? Because perpendicular means she would be intersecting with us eventually.
I mean, she's not going
Crossing
away
our paths
from
is what I'm
you.
saying.
She's going to like one side of the direction you were heading. So if you were heading this way, she's going that way. Which
Can
think
I go after?
Yes.
Oh god.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
alone.
going after
Yeah,
too.
same.
Okay. You all
Well,
sprint after
chase her.
her.
I use water whip to try to trip her.
Nala probably gets there first. I got a speed of 35, so
Yeah, so we'll see if the trip happens first. What's that?
It's a dex save.
Dex save.
DC 13.
Eight. So you trip them, and she gets knocked prone just as giving Nala the opportunity to get the jump on her. And as soon as you grab her, she's like, "Hey, sorry," and she she holds up the pouch she took, and you see two stone arms coming to intercept her as well.
It's okay. Thief has been stopped.
Good work. And they grab the girl and pull her up and start manacling her. She just looks dejected.
That's what you get for stealing.
All right,
Is
off
it
to the
food
dungeon
or-
with you.
Oh. Wow, that's okay.
I mean, hey,
Kind
Be
of harsh
thankful
for
that
just
there's-
stealing some food.
it wasn't food, was it? It looks like it was a coin pouch, right, Kuru?
It is a coin pouch, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You should be thankful that there's this civilized here. Some places you'd lose the hand.
Wow.
No, here she'll just get turned to stone.
Wait, what? That's a thing?
Wait, wait, what?
Hang on, what?
What? What?
That's a bit harsh.
Oh, I'm sure it'll not be for very long, depending on if the person presses charges.
Is that normal around here? I'm not from here.
Yeah.
Memphi knows it is, and for a small petty crime like this, it'll probably be like a week turned to stone, and then you get basically healed, greater restoration, whatever, and you're released.
Wow, that's
interesting.
you have
Could be worse.
prisoners, but then you don't have to worry about feeding them, watering them, or giving them a space to sleep. You just have a statue room of and maybe, like 1 week room or 2 week room or whatever. That's
Fascinating.
interesting. It's really interesting.
It's good on the taxpayers.
Don't have to worry about people escaping, I suppose.
And you put them in a good place, so they don't accidentally get knocked over, right?
That's... Well, they're taking her away, but Memphi would know. There is a... called...
Or do they just put you in a garden with a lot of pigeons?
It has a name. I just can't find it.
Is it called the Hall of Shame?
No, it's something like the Hall of Deterrence.
I was close.
If they remember.
They probably put like a little string around each person with the card saying, I have to be in here until this date.
Yeah, basically.
But what's to stop people from changing the cards?
Considering the amount of things you have to do to be a stone arm, I think they can be trusted.
Sorry, Petrified Labyrinth. It is a maze of petrified humans. It started with like a war way back in the day, when they captured 1,000 troops from the opposing side, and they all got turned into stone as both a warning and an obstacle. Nowadays, any criminals are are oh wait, no, that's another thing. It is called Yard of Deterrence. Yard of Deterrence is where all the criminals are placed. If oh yeah, one of the things is once you get turned to stone, you have to pay for your bail fee, basically. If no one comes to claim you, then your body gets put into the labyrinth.
Wow. That's wow.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Anyways, let's get moving. We should probably get back to the inn.
Huh.
I'm not gonna judge how another city does their laws.
So someone's got to pay her bill, so like she doesn't get like a week sentence, and like then she's done.
She gets a week sentence, but after that, someone has to pay, or she has to leave the money ahead of time to pay for her greater restoration.
Which is expensive as fuck.
How much are those? Just out of curiosity. I know I've played clerics, but I can't remember offhand how
I
much
think
it is.
it's
300 or 500.
No, it's 100 gold.
Oh,
It's not that
that's
bad.
right.
Yeah, they're not going to pay 100 gold. I mean, they're not going to spend 100 gold worth of diamonds just to unpetrify you. That's a lot of money. You have to pay for it.
Which is kind of hard to do when you're a statue.
Well, that's why you can leave the money ahead of time before you get turned into a statue, assuming you have it. So you can basically like post your bail beforehand, or someone else that knows you can, if you didn't have it beforehand. Yeah, I know there was information somewhere, but I can't find it now. It's not in the original Passive Grasp information.
Oh well.
But yeah, that happens. The man that you helped does take back the pouch and gives you guys replaces it with a bag of dried meats.
Thank you! I really appreciate this. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You
like
you
River's tail is absolutely wagging right now. She is very.
You were
very
absolutely food motivated, and
Yes,
it's
she
hilarious.
is. She is very food motivated.
Right. Well, you get back.
I will say, does Merrick Point say that out loud?
Probably, because he has a quality.
You know.
Show, does he say it out loud?
Yes.
River just turns around and pokes him in the forehead and is like, "You go years and years and years without needing food and not knowing how delicious food is, and then you can comment on me being food motivated."
I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing.
You guys take food for granted.
I went to a military academy for a while. Try eating military rations for a year, and then you'll realize.
Try living in a place where you don't need food, so no one makes food taste good, because there's no point.
Yeah, what is this other place like? I've never heard of it.
It's, imagine, well, you have the cauldron, which is basically an endless sea of shadows, and there's creatures made of shadow that try and find anyone and, rip out and eat their souls. There's also other creatures made out of shadows that, do the same thing but in other ways, and there's giant things that live in the cauldron as well that, very dangerous as well. And it's basically where you go if you die.
And you want to go back there?
Yeah, sounds more like a good place to be from, if you follow me.
I am supposed to go back there.
But why?
Because I can do this, and she casts light. I'm a voice. Well, in training, but that's what I do. So I kind of should go back there. I didn't want to leave the other. I kind of got booted here.
So you're wanting to go back to save it?
Not really save it, but, you know, protect people. That's what a voice does. Because, you see, so the cauldron is this big, endless sea of shadows and stuff, but there are certain islands that basically voices use their light to give the souls a place to, you know, exist and not get their soul consumed and to cease existing. And then certain points of time, people can, you know, possibly reincarnate back into the material plane. Sometimes it's up in the air and that, but, you know, would you rather have a chance to get reincarnated into the material plane or have your soul consumed and just cease to exist entirely?
I mean, I do like gambling, but those are rather high stakes.
Yeah, and that's basically what a voice does, is protect people, because, you know, the light and how I mentioned it can do things, basically those shadows and other things can't enter the light very easily, so that's how you protect people. I just couldn't make my light before now, because again, in training.
Are there a lot of voices there?
Honestly, considering the size of the place, I wish there were more. But, I mean, there's quite a few. And, I mean, you know, we have to exist because, you know, we serve the goddess of light and we just protect people. My master's a voice. She's the one who booted me here.
Why did she boot you there?
Because we got kind of overrun by creatures and I was getting in the way, and basically she used her magic to boot me out of there. And I don't know why she, you know, booted me into the material plane instead of, you know, somewhere else in the other, but she did. And I mean, at least I don't have to deal with being on my own with possible shadows, so I guess that's why she booted me here.
So she did it to save you?
Basically. Well, or for me to not be in her way, because, I mean, she's strong enough, it's not like she would have lost. I'm just kind of hoping she comes to find me. If not, I'll have to get back and find her. But she's, like, super strong, so she'd be fine. I just have to find her.
So you're living beings who guard the dead?
No.
No.
I mean, we're dead beings who protect the other dead beings. You kind of can't, you know, find yourself in the other unless you find, like, a portal, I guess, to get there, or, you know, die.
But you're not dead.
I died at some point. But that was a while ago. I don't really know how long. Time doesn't really work in the other, so, you know.
This is...
Yes,
really
I died
boring.
at some point. I don't know how. I have no memories of it. And honestly, I don't care, because I'm me and that person was someone else and they died.
So you're a reincarnated being?
Not reincarnated. I have not been reincarnated. Basically, how I've been told by my master is when someone dies in the material plane, there's two options. One, they immediately get reincarnated, which, you know, is the way you want to go. But if they died suddenly, or died traumatically, or died in a really, really, really bad way, or were honestly just awful, awful people, they then end up in the other. Most of the time literally falling into the cauldron itself. But some people will remember who they were for a while, but those memories start to fade over, not time, but existence. I didn't really have any to begin with, so it's like, eh. But yeah, you basically fall in the cauldron, and that's terrifying. And you have to hope that there's someone like on a boat who sees you before, you know, one of the monsters living in the cauldron finds you. That's why
You remember they're called the collectors.
Yeah, the collectors. It's basically why I don't like the ocean. Imagine the ocean, but it's black, and everything in there wants to consume your soul.
Definitely sounds unpleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I died at some point, but that person was someone else. I am myself, and I have my own memories and personality.
Exactly. And you're River, and you're my friend.
Thank
And
you.
if you want to go back to this awful, dark, swirling place of soul-eating nothingness, then I'll help you do it.
You know, I know when you say it like that, it sounds crazy, but yes, I do want to go home.
All right.
I mean, basically what I plan to do is the reason I'm learning to cook so much and learning how to make yummy food is because the voices are basically supposed to uplift people and give them hope and all that kind of stuff. And normally it's done through music, and I'm not that good at music. And my teacher said, hey, you'll find an instrument that works for you at some point. We just got to keep trying different things. And I was like, okay. Then I got here and it was like, oh, there's things I can do besides playing music. So my goal is to go back to the other and bring with me delicious tasting food. Because you don't have to eat, but you can eat. And it's really uplifting to have yummy food.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. So we'll make sure we give you seeds and dried meats and fruits and spices and all that you can take back. And
don't worry, you don't have to come with me. If you feel like you have to come with me, you do not have to come with me. I can assure you of that.
No offense, but good.
Yep.
None taken.
I'd miss you, though.
Oh, I would too. Maybe I'll get strong enough I can actually choose to come here at some point. Because I'd have to come and restock. But that requires getting a lot stronger. And that's why I'm not in a super rush to get home, because I'm pretty sure I would die right now. But, you know, future plans.
Future plans. Okay, so it's way down on the to-do list.
Yeah, like, I still want to be able to find a way to get back home, even if I don't go through the way to get back home right now. Because, you know, what's the point in traveling and stuff? If you don't find a way to get home, you just don't have to go through the door yet. You just want to know that door exists.
Yep. Gotcha.
So on that subject, I might know of one possible door if you're interested in going to look at least. Not right now, but at some point in the future.
I'm just gonna reach into my bag of holding and pull out one of my biggest journals, as long as I can document it.
I'm assuming you mean documenting on this side, because I can assure you,
Yes,
you don't
no,
want to.
I don't want to go on the other side. Thank you.
Good, good.
Do you have like a neighborhood where this is possibly?
The only info that she was able to give me, which I'm a little disappointed with that she couldn't give me more, is apparently there's some ruins in the Desolation Demania that has a cult that is has a rift into the other, and I don't know anything else. That's why it's like a future thing.
Note to self, make a jug of alchemy. Because we're gonna need water in a desert.
Yeah, that place is big.
Yeah, I know. She wasn't able to give me anything else. I'm kind of annoyed about it.
You are in a big city.
I mean, you could...
I mean, that is true. Castle Grasp is pretty fucking close to the desert.
It's right beside it.
Yeah, so if anyone might know more info about the cult, it's them.
You just might want to be careful not to go poking too fervently. Because there are definitely some people who likely wouldn't want to talk about it or might take offense that you even know about it.
I mean, there's one info that I I can think of that we could, if they're a cult, trying to deal with the other. I'm assuming that cult is evil. Therefore, they probably either follow or have something to do with Desperon, who is an evil god who, lives in the other.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right.
There's
Yeah,
two deities in the other. The goddess of light and Desperon.
I think that sounds like a tomorrow problem.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because shopping. Let's get some food. Hopefully, River can give us the off-the-menu special.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
And between her and Merrick's improved alcohol, we got a discount on the rooms, and we can take a bath and have a good night's sleep.
Oh, a bath sounds amazing.
Does.
I'm going to say that River's hair looks like a mess right now. It is curly as fuck, and trying to keep it under control with all the shit we've gone through the last little while, it's just a mess.
The reason
she's
that
probably tried to tie it back, and it just breaks whatever thing she's used to tie it back.
Huh. Merrick probably is trying to make something that's reinforced that won't break.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, well.
But yes, I will make sure everyone has delicious food tonight, and see what everyone else thinks of it in the end.
Excellent, wonderful.
Carter, do you want me to roll a cooking utensils to see how good it is?
Sure.
Let's hope this doesn't fuck me over.
I mean, you also can use inspiration.
Oh, I am absolutely going to use inspiration no matter what I roll.
Good.
And inspiration at my level is still a 6, isn't it?
Yep. I think it changes it at 5.
Yeah. Okay. So. Really? Okay.
Nice.
So, let me just point out, I rolled a 7 on the die. So that's a 20.
I mean, it's good. It's great. As far as everyone's concerned, it's delicious.
See, that's what
as
you
far
get
as
for
you're
going off
concerned,
menu.
you can do better.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I know I can do better. I could do in the 30s better. But she's just like, see, this is what happens when you go off the menu once in a while. What do you think?
That was pretty good. They do serve it to whatever noble decides to go for the secret menu of the day that they start hinting at.
Yes.
And it goes over well. So, yeah.
Victory. River is very proud of herself right now. What does Merrick end up making?
That's a good question. Karu, what kind of a role with the brewer's supplies would it be to make alcohol?
I'd say intelligence.
I like that.
I will say if it's anything like cooking, cooking's wisdom.
Well, but brewery is more...
Oh my god. I'll
Science.
give you inspiration too, because we're doing this in the kitchen together.
Same.
We are in sync tonight in the kitchen.
Oh my god, absolutely.
Now, the thing with brewery is that it takes more than just one night. So you don't have, you have the start of a batch, but it'll take a while to actually finish fermenting and everything. But as far as you can tell, it seems that thanks to River's help, it'll turn out good. She gives you some ideas that you decide to test out in terms of what spices to mix in.
Yeah, she probably hands me a couple of spices that she's gathered and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, ooh.
Oh yeah, she's collected a ton of spices from different places now. She's been in the material plane for a few years.
So, what are you planning to do in the next few days?
Finish my fucking hookshot.
I'm assuming Merrick is going to drag me somewhere to learn how to make healing candies.
That's, yeah. Next day that, and then also, like I said, work on my hookshot for however long it takes and however long we're stationary.
They will charge you 500 gold to learn how to do healing potions.
It's worth it. I will try to convince the rest of the party that it's worth it because we won't always have direct access to places that have healing potions, but you can definitely gather the stuff to make them.
And you have to sign a contract with them for sales. So you only sell through them.
Through any of the guild locations or just the one in Castle?
Through the guild, basically.
Yep. And that's not bad at all.
It's up to the whole party because that's more than what I have left over.
I'm fine with that.
That works.
Nala?
Yeah, because like it was hard finding potions in Haver, so if we're out in the middle of someplace, we can't get to a city like this, then yeah.
And I can gather a lot of materials with my herbalism kit.
Yeah, and considering those things are 50 gold pop, after 10, it sort of like pays for itself.
Uh-huh.
But more than that, because you do have to cover the cost of items, but
Yeah, but some of the materials I can gather.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm definitely in favor of us having backup resources and supplies.
Okay. So 500 gold for that. And,
Because you need an herbalist kit, right?
I do have one.
give me a wisdom check.
Can I add inspiration to that to be as high as possible? Or
This
no?
is no, because this is basically how long it takes you to learn.
Okay. So 17.
Okay, so it takes you about like 3 days.
That's not bad. River is a quick learner.
Mm-hmm. What are the rest of you doing during that time?
I'd like to try to meet with Nadia if possible and just try to talk to her more about what basically what Mega had her doing.
Okay.
If she's if I'm able to meet with her.
She got to glance at the book once. He definitely wanted to use her to translate the book. She mentions that, well, she only got a glance, so she didn't really get to read it or translate it. It looks like the book is written in a forgotten language. She's actually pretty curious about the book's contents herself.
As am I. We're trying to figure out where it would have gone. He said one of his toadies took it somewhere for safekeeping, and there has been rumors of an auction to be held at some point. Who knows what sort of unsavories might be trying to turn up and get their hands on it.
Yeah. Well, we've been trying to interrogate Mega, but he's being tight-lipped about how to find this subordinate of his. But as long as we have him, at least we have a lead. And I don't think he'll want that book changing hands until he has it.
Well, if he's not going anywhere, then maybe that will stall things out.
Yes. It is a dangerous book. Getting involved with that is going to be risky. I don't think my father will approve of it, but if I can help you with information, I will send whatever I find out your way.
Thank you. Where are they keeping Mega again?
In the Castle Grasp dungeons.
Nala wants to like train and stuff, and she also wants to know what happened to Mega's bird? Did Chico, right, follow?
Not that you know of. Are you asking around for like about birds?
Yeah, like if one's been spotted, like a huge vulture you can ride. Anything else unusual?
In your process of asking about vultures, giant vultures, you don't get any information about uh possibly having Chico nearby Castle Grasp. You do, however, get approached by someone who a pair of brothers that approach you, and they go, "Well, we have a fox farm just outside of town." Um, and they have their hands full right now, but the problem they're having is that um there's a bunch of cockatrices that are attacking the foxes at night. If this continues, they're not going to be able to have enough foxes to live like, sell their pelts come winter. And the problem is the stone arms won't handle the cockatrices because they're considered holy animals in Castle Grasp.
Because they petrify.
Yeah.
So now I was going to ask, well, what if someone like me and such handle the problem? Are we going to get in trouble in Castle Grasp, or
They don't have to know.
I don't have to know?
This is out the farm is outside Castle Grasp.
So if I were to come over with some friends and
Yeah.
say hi,
We can't offer much, but place to sleep, maybe some fox pelts.
yeah.
Karu, you're mean.
I don't like you right now, Karu. How dare you?
I'll see what I can do. And we talked to the group about helping, taking care of.
We'd appreciate that.
So hear me out. Suppose we could wrangle ourselves a cockatrice and then shut it in the secret chest. Might be a fun thing to spring on someone as a surprise. Just saying.
That's so mean.
Would one fit in there?
Yeah.
Could it?
They're
So
small.
basically, knock it unconscious
They're
and then
tiny.
just drop it in there and close it. So they
They're
can...
they're basically chickens. They're very dangerous chickens.
Wait, so we could
You
technically
remember-
fit multiple in there.
You remember
Yeah.
the time in video games where you hit the chicken too much and they turned into a
Uh-huh.
chicken NATO?
Uh-huh.
Imagine opening that
Yes.
drawer and just dropping a cockatrice NATO on our enemies.
So more or less they attack and they turn to stone. It's awful.
This
It's like the
could
world's
go
worst.
so wrong.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I would do. It's like the world's
It's-
biggest
I really
can of snakes.
I want to say this. This is something that we don't want the stone arms to get involved with, and
We have
will
a stone arm in our
Yeah,
party.
Yeah.
We'll have a stone arm who will get involved with it. I don't know that this is gonna go well.
Yeah, it might be a
I
bad
know.
idea.
I could tell Minfie if she was like hanging with other friends and you don't know about this, but it'd be really cool if you came along, but I understand if you can't. But we really like you there. But don't want to interfere with like your arm falling off or something. I don't really know how this works yet.
I mean,
Like I don't know if it actually like reads your soul all the time.
Oh, I'm really concerned. That might happen. I don't know. I'm still new.
I mean, there are methods of dealing with the cockatrices that don't involve harming them. You could like herd them away, or potentially knock them out, put them in a chest, and release them somewhere else?
Yeah, I was thinking about just catch and release.
Release?
Oh yeah, catch and release. That sounds.
Because honestly, right
Fascinating.
now, as long as they're
Oh, those are
harming-
terrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. We can do that. We
what are
can
you
catch and
talking
release.
about? They're cute.
Yeah, I like the catch and release
are we
idea.
looking at the same picture?
Yes,
That's
we are.
terrifying. And those are like chicken fries?
Yep.
Yeah,
They're
Those
like,
chicken
they're
thighs?
like dragon chickens
Yeah.
that can
Okay.
turn you to stone.
Also, they petrify you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Is it like, is it just like something they do, or is it like if you look at their eyes, or how does that even work?
If they bite you.
If they bite you, okay.
Yeah. They're not as, in that sense, they're not as dangerous as like the basilisk.
Okay, that's good.
It only
Or the
turns you to
Medusa or
stone if it, yeah. Yeah, it only turns you to stone
Okay.
if it bites.
Does that mean that if you have like plate mail or something, it won't turn you to
It's
stone?
magic.
Because so power armor would count, right?
Is that's a separate creature?
What?
Your power armor, is that on you?
It's on me.
Oh, okay. I mean, if it bites you, it means it bit something that like was not protected by the armor.
So
It's still a tiny bird. It cannot pierce your armor, but if you're taking damage, it means you got bitten, maybe in your hand or whatever. It's not like you have armor on all your body.
Ankle.
yeah, huh?
Yeah, bites your ankle.
Actually, yeah.
That's not how this works.
It also
Yeah.
expands to cover your entire body.
That's
Yeah,
nice,
that's
show.
nice. You still have joints, or else you can't move.
Even Ant-Man got into Iron Man's outfit and made some,
It is
trouble.
true.
Yeah.
So,
It's
so
big,
there you
yeah.
go.
Mhm. Oh, I know.
Okay, so are you all going to the fox farm?
Yeah, I am.
River has no issue
Yeah.
with it. I have issues with it.
Well, if we're gonna
Look-
catch and release, we got the super drawer. Then yeah.
No, it's just the fact the fox farm exists.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not making these up. These are random
I know.
quests for this area.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining now River just releasing all the foxes.
I mean, captive animals, be free.
All right. Well, we'll see how the battle of the cockatrices go, and if you manage to capture any, and how you're doing the capture and release, next week, because it is already past 8:00.
Mm-hmm. You're
And
muted.
you muted
Muted.
yourself.
Well, everyone knows what I say, so have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.